Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got a special number tonight. Although it's not an anniversary, it's still a cool one. Episode number 151 of From the Sidelines. And if you don't know, that's the amount of Pokemon that were in the original Pokédex. We love it. Bringing it back all the time. What's up, boys? We're back. Let's bring in our co-hosts who are here every single week on the pod. Well, except for one. He kind of comes whenever he wants. So we'll start with Steven Hatch, the guy who's here every single week. Dude, 151. What was your favorite Pokemon from the first gen, dog?
It was the evolved form of Rhyhorn, I'm pretty sure. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a good one. That's
no,
yeah,
dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure, dude, Charizard, that was just like drew my attention, obviously, because it's just a dragon. You know?
Yep.
So.
I mean, I'm a water type lover, so give me Bulbasaur, bro. All right. There's just something about that cute little dude. I'm just like, I love this man.
Bulbasaur,
and then
water type.
Yeah.
Grass type.
Bulbasaur. Oh fuck, I'm Squirtle.
Squirtle.
That's what I'm thinking of. I was thinking turtle, and then I said bee, and I don't know why.
He's got a thing on his back.
Yeah, same shit, different day. But no, yeah, give me a little Squirtle guy, all right? I love my water types. But yeah, let's bring in our other co-host, Brandon. Did you ever play Pokemon back in the day?
Nope. No, I had Pokemon cards, but never really played. So, but my favorite Pokemon was Pikachu because my uncle used to call us taking a shit. Or you know, like when it's turtling, you know, a Pikachu because it's peeking at you.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's your only childhood memory.
I still got a Pikachu right
here.
here.
You know what I'm saying? That's why.
Yeah, I just got a Pikachu too.
I still got the Pikachu. Look at it.
$450 currently, but
hey, yeah, I'll take a picture next time I'm turtling, and I'll send it in side by side photo.
You know, actually, I'm good. I don't want that, Brayden. I don't consent to that photo being sent to my phone.
Well, it's gonna be in the group chat, so
perfect. We all can see it.
As always. But yeah, boys, we're back again. We got another week of the show. You two are about to get ready to go to our third event of the year, right? Cincinnati, third event.
Yep.
Very interesting layout, which we will be talking about in a little bit because these boys practiced it. But before we do that, we got to talk about our sponsors. We got NECTR Energy, the awesome little energy pouch that we use here over on the show. It's got caffeine and a neurotropic. They did just come out with their new formulation. It's got a little more caffeine in it if that's the product you're looking for. They still have the regular nectar formula, which is more so for the neurotropic, which gets your brain kind of focused and firing, working on whatever you're doing. NECTR.com, or not .com, NECTR.energy, their weird URL, which I've only messed up this once, NECTR.energy. That's where you're going to head over, get some more information about all of their products available. They have some other, supplement products. The main one we always talk about is the nectar pouches because they're very convenient and very easy to use. They look like, a nicotine pouch, tobacco pouch is in, something like that. Main difference, there's no tobacco or nicotine in this product. It's just the caffeine and a neurotropic. So if you want to get some more information, like I said, head on over to nectar.energy. Use the coupon code MafiaProductions. You're going to get a buy two, get one free at checkout. That's how Brandon has so many over there on his camera. It's like the Leaning Tower of nectar. I love it. But yeah, head on over there. Use that promo code. Let them know that we sent you over there. And support a cool company who supports us here over on the show. Next up, we got Welts Clothing. WeltsClothing.com. Brandon, please take off that disgusting San Francisco Giants hat. Thank you. That's a better one. And he got that over at weltsclothing.com. I hate the fact you wear a Giants hat every week. It just pisses me off.
I mean, it's so much better than green and yellow, so.
Yeah, well, fuck you. You guys enjoy using our third baseman? How's Matt Chapman doing over there? It's fucking annoying. I hate seeing him play on the opposite side.
It's much better than playing in a minor league, stadium, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a good point. Hey, fuck John Fisher. But weltsclothing.com, you can head over there. Use promo code FTS to save yourself some money at checkout when you're supporting the boys down here in Texas who make some pretty cool stuff. Not just their, stuff that's available all the time, jerseys, hats, shirts, undershirts, all that stuff. They also drop their limited edition apparel on Welts Wednesday, which is the first Wednesday of every month. You've already missed it for June. Keep a lookout for the July drop. They're always going to have something dope on that first Wednesday of the month. Head on over, weltsclothing.com, as I mentioned, promo code FTS, and save yourself some money when you're grabbing some cool apparel from the boys at Welts. And then last but not least, we have Hormesis. It's Hormesis Productions, Hormesis Paintball. A lot of different names for the company. They do a lot of different things and wear a lot of different hats. You know them probably most for their apparel. They're really cool shirts, and I still use my Hormesis fanny pack every time I'm at the field. They've got the headbands and all the other cool things, but they also have Hormesis Productions, which is making some awesome, high quality content in the world of paintball, which we'd love to see. That's how more people are going to get exposed to the game. So if you want to grab some stuff for yourself, head on over to hormesispaintball.com, see what they have out. I know they were literally last week, they were dropping the Game Over headbands, which I thought were sick. They were all so like 8-bit retro figures as the weapons on the tail. Always cool stuff coming up from those guys over there. We appreciate their support on the show. We really appreciate all the things that they do for paintball in general. So please go head over, check it out. If you want some free Hormesis product, maybe, you know, feel free to go sign up to be a Patreon, because we are giving stuff away to our Patreons at the end of the month. I will say this. You have to be a paying member of the Patreon. We've had a lot of people sign up for a free tier and then not pay for the rest of the month. We will only be drawing from the people who are paying for the Patreon. That's no shade to you guys. We do appreciate you for signing up. It is meant to go back to the people who support us, because the Patreon is definitely the way that we are able to pay for the subscriptions that put this show on the air. So we want to give back to those guys for helping us on out. They also get access to the bonus show, content ad-free, as well as early. You get it a whole week earlier than the public release. So if you're interested, head over to patreon.com. Patreon.com/MafiaProductions. And yeah, we'll have it linked down in the description if you want to go find some more information for yourself and get signed up today. All right, well, that's all the nitty-gritty business things. We got them out of the way.
There we go.
Yeah, so you guys want to talk about Ohio now?
Oh, dude.
Oh, hi, yo. Oh, yeah. Hi, yo.
You know, I looked at the weather. It says it's raining like every single day except for some of the days we play.
Fuck yeah, I love that.
So I'm kind of curious on how it's going to go. I'm wondering on how it's going to be like flying in there and everything. So
here's the other thing. The biggest thing I've heard about the venue is you guys are going to be playing on soccer fields.
It's going to be nice for a day.
Nice for a day. And as we know, with the NXL's previous track record at playing on soccer fields, we will not be coming back to this venue the year after. I'm already predicting that, because we are going to destroy those motherfucking things, and it's going to be a problem for the city of Cincinnati, probably.
Yeah.
So enjoy it. Well, you guys got it on Friday. It's probably going to be lush for our morning players, and then Saturday it's going to suck. So good luck.
Definitely. It's going to be rough on that, like, Saturday, Sunday matches where, dude, it's going to be rubble. You're diving onto just straight dust.
It happens in Kissimmee all the time, but like if you have like there's a backline bunker people are diving into all weekend, it'll literally form like a divot in the sand soil that is out at Kissimmee. So it'll probably get a little similar.
You'll be noticeably 3 inches shorter just standing in there.
No, he's
under the bunker.
No, he is absolutely right. There was one field we were playing on at the last event where I was like, dude, Brando, look at this divot. And I couldn't even see over the top of a temple. And I'm slightly taller than Brando.
I couldn't see over the top. Oh, okay.
No, but usually I could. But I was like, dude, I was significantly shorter.
Tiptoeing on that motherfucker?
Significantly shorter. I was even tiptoeing and I couldn't see over it. That was how deep it was. But luckily, at least for Kissimmee, the harsh morning dew makes up for it to where I still slide somewhat, so it's not too bad with the morning game.
That's true. Yeah,
the Florida morning dew,
because you're chewing through the humidity, in the air, so it's already on the grass, the field, and everywhere around you. I think that's the one thing that sucks is when you go out to those Florida events, putting on your gear and 5 minutes later already feeling like you're sweating through your gear. You're just like, God damn, feels annoying.
It could be worse. The worst is where you're done playing and you forget your extra shirt to change into, so now you're just wearing a heavy plastic bag on you, just that's wet.
I've definitely done that one before. I've forgotten shorts to change out of, because most of the time if I'm going to the field, I'll just wear my paintball pants to the field. I mean, they're fucking essentially joggers. They're hella comfortable at this point. Exactly, that too. But I've definitely forgotten to pack a pair of shorts in my bag, so I'm like, all right, now I gotta go home and fucking sweaty paint, fully painted up paintball pants.
Yeah, gotta watch out for the rental.
I had Rye Guy one time make me take them off, and I just rode home in my boxers the whole time because I was like, well, this sucks. Sorry, guys.
Don't look over here, Rye Guy.
Don't look over here. God damn it.
For us on the team
shy right now, right?
For us on the team, no boxers in the van.
Yeah.
That's a team thing, though. That's team bonding. You guys are playing tummy swords back there.
Yeah, we're tight like that. But
I got a laugh from Hatch. I'll take it.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for Ohio because the last time we were there was, if I am correct, down in Ohio. But I'm pretty sure the last time we were there was 2015. That was the very first event that the NXL was reinstated from the PSP.
Cleveland, right?
Cleveland, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to kind of take a new adventure, see some of the local stuff. I've gotten some messages about, a lot of the local cuisine. Like, dude, you got to go try this place. So I'm excited to try it out with the boys.
Hell yeah. Well, and that's the biggest thing, too, is like, you guys know it. Some of these paintball events, we've been to that place 6 years in a row almost at this point, depending on when you started your paintball journey. Like, the area around Kissimmee is kind of a second home to me. I know exactly where I am in that city at this point. I've spent so much time there. So it is cool when we get the opportunity to go to places we don't go to all that often. Like, even throw in like the Philly event. Like, I don't really know Royers Ford, Pennsylvania all that well, but I could probably get around at this point. I've been there 3 or 4 times, having to drive out to the field and find, the Pigeon Forge Casino.
I know how to get from the King of Prussia to where the field is and all the food places in between.
And then right back.
I know where the mall is where we cut Cedar's mullet at. I remember. I remember. But, dude, it's like the Elden Ring map. Not my home, but I know my way around. It's classic for me. I love Kissimmee. It's like, dude, that reminds me of, obviously GTA 6 is going to be based off like Miami, but dude, it totally reminds me of like GTA. There's the shit you see in Florida. It's
all internet rumors, so I don't know what's real. I definitely am hearing that they're trying to make it like, not all of Florida, but they're trying to have like cultures from all of Florida. So you'll have the swamp people doing crazy redneck shit. You'll have the more high-end luxury Miami vibe in places, and like, I don't know. I'm excited for it, bro. I even heard they're bringing back fucking year.
Yeah, I even heard they're bringing back Vice City. Like, that's going to be like a location to go to.
Ooh, that'd be sick.
I'm like, I'm excited for that. Infinite potential. Like, that could be the game where, my great grandchild's gonna be like, you remember GTA 6?
I'm gonna be like where I was.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna remember the date of GTA 6. I remember the day Left 4 Dead 2 came out. How important that was for me. So,
damn.
GTA 6, November 17th, 2009. Left 4 Dead 2. That shit was sick. Midnight release. I remember it. But
did you play it on console at first? God, that sucks.
Yeah, of course. That was before I had a computer. I was a little console boy on my Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I didn't even get into computer gaming until like 2020. COVID.
I built my first computer in like 2011, 2012. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I started on console, but I was watching all these YouTube guys, and I was like, damn, there's all these fun-looking games on PC.
Mods.
I want to build a PC. I'm pretty sure I fucked up the motherboard like twice. We had to like return it and RMA it and then have it sent back, and it was annoying. Jeez. But I finally built it. All right, I did it at one point in my life. I can say that.
That's an accomplishment. That's like
it's
every
a nerd accomplishment for sure.
Absolutely, exactly. Every nerd's thing is like you got to build a computer, yourself, right?
Yeah.
And that.
Thank you, Linus Tech Tips.
The adrenaline rush of flicking that switch, right, and your computer not turning on, bro.
It sucks. It's not a good one.
Anger, right?
And then you're like, oh, I just didn't turn the PSU on. All right.
Yep, exactly.
But no, it's funny because legitimately, probably all of my computer science knowledge has come from the YouTube channel Linus Tech Tips. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever watched any of his videos, but I legitimately have some level of knowledge about like network and IT infrastructure because of their videos, and I just want to say shout out to him.
Yeah, luckily I had my boy JB, who's a pretty big computer guy growing up, so he's kind of been able to show me the ropes and everything on how to build a computer, how to set it up, how to optimize.
Yeah, I didn't have friends, Hatch. All right, I had YouTube.
You had dance class?
What the fuck? No, all the fucking females there hated me. What are we talking about?
Oh. I thought that was the place.
You can't have
I
girls
do have
as
to give a shout out
friends.
to my boy Jake Oxenham, who was my other, the other male guy in my dance studio. We became fucking, really tight friends. We were in a whole bunch of teams and shit together. So yeah, shout out Jake.
Jake Oxenham. Let's go.
He's actually thinking about moving to Austin. He's hit me up a couple times and asked me about the city. So yeah, shout out Jake. Miss you, buddy.
Hey.
But yeah, man. So guys, let's get into it. Obviously, we got the Ohio event. You guys talked a little bit about your excitement. We got to talk about this layout. Everyone's reactions have been the same exact reaction we had when Vegas 2024 dropped. But now you've had a chance to play it, get some reps on it, do some situational breakdowns.
You got to hit kill off the left. You know what I'm saying?
Figure out which side your left is. But yeah. So how are you guys feeling about the layout so far after practice?
Oh man, I think that it is a ton of fun. I think that you have to be a really smart player to thrive on it. And there's so many calculations that you have to make, especially where it's like you can make a run through if one guy is looking the wrong way, right? You can make a move down this if one crucial bunker is not looking the right way, you are blowing down that side. And the middle is, I've actually seen a couple of videos where been a lot of collisions in the middle between those two big
blind corner.
Yeah. Right, exactly, blind corner. They're full send. Like, they hear that someone's at the other brick, right, from both teams. They run around, bang, run into each other. But I think that's gonna be a ton of fun. I think it's really hard to sneak around.
So the way I'm hearing it, if you're in that center and you're coming around the corner, drop your shoulder.
Yeah,
no man wins.
Always.
Yep.
Can we please get an Oklahoma drill in the middle of a pro match? That would be amazing.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah. I'm in.
I miss those. Yeah, those were fun.
That's the wall. That's why we took the wall away.
Yeah.
Yeah, the when last Wednesday when the layout dropped, I was getting ready to start a case, and you know I'm sterile and everything, and I'm looking at the clock like, all right, 5 minutes till it drops. Damn it! I was like, I wanted to be there to look at. I was excited.
You're already sterilized in though, so any chance of touching your phone is not happening until the surgery's done,
dude. But like we're getting ready to start the case, and my phone and my Apple Watch in my pocket are going off.
You just standing there like,
pretty much.
Important shit is happening. God damn it.
Hey doc, can you pick up my phone? No, so yeah, I knew it was either really good or really shit, and yeah, I mean, my immediate thoughts were really shit. But since playing it, I agree with that. It's a lot more fun than I thought. Yeah, it as we were saying, it was locking up for us at times, right? And having really long points, slowly trying to counter what they're doing or figuring out what they're trying to do, and
I mean, do you kind of feel like at times it was like, all right, every lane's held. We just got to kind of wait until, you know, there's 2 or 3 pods on guys' backs, and then we can start
100%.
making
moves.
moves.
You shoot your 6-7 pods, see you in hopper ball.
Yeah,
right?
And wait until someone gets antsy.
Yep,
you know?
And I think there's a lot of traps that can be set with the middle and on both sides. There's so many where it's like, you need to find out where that middle guy is and send a guy to go get him, or try to figure out a way on how to use operations on hitting the pinch out. You know, there's tons of bounce shots. There's a lot of bounce shots. That
I kind of, looking at it, I was like, that middle just seems like you can send paint wherever you kind of want to throw paint around.
Definitely, and I think the geometry of it, I think that if there's a person in one of 3 spots, you know, one bounce shot hits all 3 spots. So it's like, shoot it.
Dude, can we get collapse?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's insane.
Yeah, that when I was looking at the bounce shot list, I was like, what?
Is it
this is the same spot shooting the same bunker. Hold on.
Yeah, like you can shoot multiple bounce shots off the same bunker for their different bunker. It's a very, very interesting field.
Because how that snake is kind of wrapping down the diagonal, everything's kind of following that.
Yep, and I think it's going to be a ton of fun. The bounce shots are going to be huge, where people, you might not even, there are going to be times where you don't even want to go into this big spot just because they're going to have so much paint still to shoot the bounce shot.
Yeah. And if guys have 5 pods, they're going to hit you with the ball.
Yeah.
Exactly, right?
There. Yeah.
And when it's like, see you in hopper ball, go ahead. Shoot that bounce shot for your... I'll take that gamble. I'll take that gamble.
Now you're, all right, you want to shoot half of your hopper that you have left on a bounce that might hit me, or do you want to actually just gunfight me and try to fucking kill me?
Exactly.
I will say...
Or they need to get to a better spot.
Sorry, pro side, because you guys aren't going to have fun all weekend, the way that sounds. Like, because we all... Look, bounce shots exist in semi-pro. They exist in D2. Kind of fall off after there. You'll see some D3 teams being smart enough to use them. Holy fucking shit, the amount of times I've seen guys in pro just sitting in a bunker getting bounced out, it's insane. So I can imagine, like, you know, the paintball fits, the AC Diesels who have been out just practicing this layout nonstop. Sorry, you just don't get to live inside your bunker on this layout.
Yeah, and I think that paint is going to be a huge thing, because it seems to be with the changing of weather so often, right? It's going to be sunny, then it's going to be rainy, then it's going to be sunny again all weekend. Then it's like, I think that paint management is going to be huge. Take care of your paint. Put it in a cooler.
Every time we talk about paint management, it reminds me of when like race drivers of any format talk about tire management, because it's one of those things that 98% of the people who get in a car will never understand how to manage their tires. But when you get to that 2% level where you're trying to be the best at the world in something, knowing how to manage your tire wear is fucking so important. So like, I love in paintball, it's very similar where it's like, all right, we can all snapshot. We can all fucking do this shit. We all understand the layout. We all run 4.340s. Fuck yeah, we're great. We know how to put our paint in a cooler. And it's like, that team will win. Like,
dude, another thing that I was talking with Paul about, we were on the box kind of chit-chatting, and I'm like, dude, you know, the hardest thing about paintball, where it's accuracy by volume sometimes, is you can take care of the paint so well, but if that paintball has a minuscule dent in it, dude, it's catching the air, and sometimes you're not going to hit. You know, you're not going to hit that.
We are not shooting aerodynamic projectiles in any way, shape, or form.
Not even we're shooting accuracy by volume.
There's a reason why we stopped using musket balls in the 1800s. We figured out that shit wasn't good all the way back then.
Yeah, shoot one shot, they're gonna peak.
There's a reason ammunition is shaped in a kind of sphere or cone shape, so as it cuts through the wind, it keeps that spin that it has to keep it on trajectory. It's ballistics, it's a whole thing. But yeah, we don't use round balls because those hit air and then go everywhere.
Yeah, so I think paint management is going to be huge for this event because of the weather. Take care of your paint. I think that there's going to be a lot of run-throughs. And I'm very excited. Did you guys see that clip of I think it was infamous Aftershock practice?
Yeah.
Dude, that shit was awesome.
I saw some that DQ posted. I don't know if I saw the one you're talking about.
It was what DQ posted. Thank you for saying that.
He posted a couple over the weekend, but yeah, because he's working with Infamous now.
Oh, man. And that was just, that guy was getting fucked up. But it's also like, dude, if you're going to shoot from the sidelines, prepare to get fucked up.
Oh, well, yeah, shooting from the sidelines now.
You know what I'm saying?
Into a different game. What the fuck are you talking about?
And it's also, I do know that Shock and Infamous have like a beef, because I don't know if you watch any of what DQ's been posting on Infamous Paintball. Dude, the aftermath of those matches, dude, they are fucking gritty, and there's a lot of shit talk, and there's a lot of banter. And I'm all about that shit.
It's weird, because I feel like Aftershock has beef with 19 other pro teams.
Yeah.
I feel like the common factor there is Aftershock, not necessarily other pro teams.
I mean, that's obviously the design that they're going for, right? Is that
yeah, no, they're trying to be that old school gritty paintball. Yeah, 100%.
Right.
We saw that at the Utah event. I'm going to be honest. Aftershock started that shit, and Dynasty is old enough to be like, we know how to play that shit back too, so fuck
A-Rod's
you.
A-Rod's like, every time you guys start, it's like, really?
Really, A-Rod?
Really?
I've seen you in multiple practices bonus balling the fuck out of Sacramento DMG, so I don't want to hear shit about it. I've also seen multiple practices where he's just gone, oh, you hit me in my hopper? Fuck that, I'm A-Rod. I'm going to keep running you down. I'm going to be honest, he's not one of my favorite paintball players.
You know, he's a competitor, and he's one of those guys that is just naturally gifted at paintball. And I think that when you're naturally gifted at paintball, and I don't think he doesn't practice every weekend, you know what I'm saying? I think he's just one of those guys that's kind of good at it, right?
I mean, also a dude who's probably been playing it for close to 20 years,
right?
15 years, something like that. Like, yeah.
Right, so I think he's at the point in his career where he's like, all right, fuck it. We're sending it, right? Especially with...
he's been there for a while, Hatch.
Well, no, I mean... He's been like on and off. I feel like he's at the point where he's like, if he's not getting a check, he ain't playing.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right in that. But I just mean, like, I don't know. Those impact practices when they were playing DMG that whole entire year, it taught me a lot about some of those members of Impact.
Yeah.
You learn a lot about a guy when you see them practice, when they don't think the cameras are on, when they don't think people are watching them. There's a lot you can learn about people.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure, right?
And there's also a reason why I will shit talk a lot of people at Impact, because a lot of them are great guys. Nick Laval's a stand-up fucking dude.
I fucking love Nick Laval, and I love Brandon Cornell,
awesome.
And I love talking shit to that guy. You know,
yeah.
It's just that
but
stuff
BC
where
also it's different too. Like he'll give it back, but like
dude,
at the
it is
end of the
that
day,
competitive inside
squash.
the net mindset. When you're in the net, dude, it is just a different feeling, right? It is just this shroud of controlled anger sometimes, usually, right? It's kind of like like the mental flow of it, right?
I guess
instead of being like a fucking dangerous human being, we're shooting gelatinous balls at each other, right? And we know that that's not hurting at the end of the day.
Hey, it's one of my favorite things about a local team at Capital Edge, City of Trees, with their saying, "Shoot paint, not homies." I love that.
Yep. Right. And dude, I think that City of Trees is killing it. They've been out on the grind, and they've been really upgrading their whole. They got like media guy. Reminds me of you, Ryan. Totally reminds me of you. And yeah, they're coming out with some dope content.
Love to see it. But yeah, no, I mean, just back to the event. Just want to give a quick shout out to the boys there, because I've always loved that saying on their jerseys. But yeah, so but practice in general. I mean, who'd you guys play? Was it just kind of inter squad practice, or?
Yeah, it was for the majority of the weekend. All of Saturday was just us. It was we had 10 guys with a couple fill-ins. We just played ourselves all day. I mean,
just with yourself?
Dude, love playing with ourselves.
Like running hundreds of fucking points, it feels like, when it's in the heat, bro. It is.
I don't think Hatch got what we were talking about, Brando.
No, not at all.
Over my head.
They were. Yeah, the shots were definitely over your head.
Yeah, makes sense, because he was in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. So and then Saturday, most of Pink came out. On Sunday, most of Pink came out. We ran some points against them, and then they weren't there the whole day. So once they were done playing, we just played ourselves. Situationals and stuff and drills. Just breaking down the field more. Yeah, it was good. We felt like we get a good practice in, especially when it's like us on us, right?
Yes.
Because we're competing for playing time.
Exactly. We're competing for playing time. And another thing is that I want to add to that, dude. If you play exactly like you, all of us know each other so well. You have to play an unorthodox style, or else you're going to get shit on because your teammates know you so well. Like, if I just keep running down the field, like, they know I'm just going to run down the field, right? I have to play a different, almost personality of paintball to try to outsmart them, right? Because they're expecting normal Hatch, right, or normal Brando, and we have to give them the best look possible by playing so differently. Yeah. Does that make sense at all?
No, I get what you mean. Like, almost like a scouting team, like in the NFL. Like, yeah, they have their practice squad play against their main guys, but they make sure the practice squad knows, hey, you're trying to be fucking Tank Lawrence right now. Play like how he's trying to play. Yeah, you're not going to play exactly like him, but try to give our offense some of those reads. Yeah. Is it going to be perfect? Fuck no. But trying to give you some of that advantage that you can.
Absolutely. And when you know your teammates' personnel to where they have to play differently or else they are going to lose, that's a really strong thing to have on a team, for sure. Because now when you're playing so differently, you're adapting and learning a whole new style of play that you can add to your arsenal and your bank of knowledge of paintball IQ. So I really like playing against each other because we really do grind it out. Really do. And
yeah,
it felt like we were out there for fucking ever, honestly.
How many cases did you guys shoot?
Oh.
I know you guys know.
How many of us were there? Hold on, we got to do the math.
Yeah.
So
Brando, you do the math.
About 28, maybe on Saturday. I think 28 or 30, 28 to 30 on Saturday.
Okay.
And then Sunday,
we had a little bit more people on Sunday.
Call it like 30 cases each day.
Okay, I'll say 35 for the second day. Times 2,000. You guys shot over 130,000 paintballs this weekend.
Holy shit, that sounds like so much.
But over 10 dudes, that's what, 13,000 each, which is still a crazy amount. But when you're shooting 10 and a half balls a second, it's really not that much.
Absolutely. And the thing is, right?
Quick math.
All that paint, imagine grinding loader in a pod. How many points you can get out of that, right? Remember Ryan, when I was at Oni, and I was like, dude, do this. Anybody can shoot paint for 6 minutes.
We just talked about it on this layout. Obviously, okay, figure out what the lanes are, play full points where you're realizing, okay, I have 12 pods on my back, I need to shoot lanes and how to do that. But then a majority of the time, put one in your back and fill up your hopper, and then go figure out how to actually beat the layout. Figure out how to actually make moves against people who aren't just
break it open.
All right, 13 pods, I'm going to be sitting here. Still holding the lane, guys. Yeah, no one's moving yet. No one's doing anything.
Yeah,
and all that is just the timing, right?
Over there?
You're just,
right? And that's
Like,
that's the hard part about the accuracy by volume part. You know what I'm saying? But that when paintball starts to get really exciting, when it's like the hopper in a pod, almost like when there is a paint limit and you're forced to move.
Yeah,
it does get more entertaining.
One of my favorite things I love in paintball is when I'm filming a pro point and every pro in the field starts to do the graze across their back, because now I know crazy shit's about to happen. Everyone's realizing, all right, moves got to be made. Let's start making moves happen.
Yep, people are like, people are looking around like, oh, how much paint does he have on his back? How much paint does he have on his back? Oh, I have nothing. All right, I got to be the guy that's got to go stab somebody or ask for some more paint from my teammates.
Or you have a teammate like Spica who just comes into your bunker, gives you a pod in the back, and then gets the fuck out of your bunker again. I love that clip. Such a good clip.
I like the Cyrus Chavi, the Hail Mary across the field pod toss. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one too.
Those are always good, right? And oh, dude, that'd be sick. You know how Verbal's been doing that footage where it's like he does the individual ball, like once it comes out of the barrel, follows it.
Yeah.
Imagine he did that with the pod. But he like follows the pod in the air.
Don't give this man ideas, all right? Him and Enrique are already motion tracking way more than they should be, okay?
You're right.
You're right. No,
it's coming. I already know. He probably already knew about it months
now.
ago. He probably already knew about it months ago. But I think this layout, dude. I'm excited.
Yeah. It's slow, but when stuff starts to break down, it breaks down fucking fast.
Yeah, it literally starts popping off.
Yeah, you get that one key kill, people start moving, and it fucking 10 seconds later it's over.
And there were times
it's fucking fast.
There are times where it's like I'm chilling on the Dorito side. I hear my guy saying, "Hey, there's a guy in the middle looking to make a move. Pop the top, shoot that guy." And in that moment of their team not reacting to that guy being shot,
it's go time.
He's supposed to look my way. That's the guy who's looking my way. There were multiple times where I kill that guy, run down the field, catch 2 or 3 more slipping. You know, where there's that read and react of which guy's looking where, how to get to him. And there's not that many bounce shots for the spots that are lockdownable. Does that make sense?
It's hard to get guys out of the like key positions kind of.
Yes, there's a lot of key positions that there's not a lot of bounce shots into them. But I mean, shit.
When you get to other places on the field where it's like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
I mean, watching pro for about 15 minutes, it's going to be a lot different seeing like them use all their bounce shots. They probably have, one that you bounce it off the bottom of the Dorito, launches up into the stratosphere, comes down on the home. You know what I'm saying? They probably got some bounce shot like that.
If you ever see Colt Lukau shooting his own bunker right next to him, there's probably a lineup, all right?
They're
knows. Figuring out CS
exactly.
lineups
CS lineup. Yup, 100%. Molly.
Line it up with a fucking lamp and jump throw and fucking...
Yep. Double bounce off the wall in the window. Yeah.
Dude, I always love some of those too. Like the nade will literally bounce off a fucking like balcony, off a like little food cart, and then into like a fireplace, and it's the perfect smoke to like block off a whole area. It's like, how did we find this? God damn, fucking nerds.
Someone's sitting in private match for way too fucking long.
Just fucking holding right and holding left and just letting it go.
I wonder how far this will go. But yeah, I think that there's going to be tons of bounce shots that open the game up. I think that you have to be smart. There's a lot of spots where they can just there's a gap that you cannot check them off.
One of my favorite coaching sayings in paintball.
Yep.
Let's play smart paintball, boys. It means nothing. Every time I hear a coach say that, just save your breath, all right? I absolutely hate those words. But yeah, you're going to have to be playing smart paintball this weekend, boys.
We're going to be playing that DMG ball, that goblin ball. We're really going to be trying to go at it.
It's very low IQ. It's a very head-forward approach.
Yep. So we've been learning a little bit here and there, We played Impact the weekend before, so learned some goblin ball.
That clip's gonna come back to bite Hatch. I feel like someone's gonna be clipping that and fucking Sunday fucking posting it up. Like, yeah, we played against Impact. You know what it is.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm just overall excited. It's been a long time, or at least it feels like it's been a long time since an event. Once the event's finished, it's like, oh man, 6 weeks till the next one. Shit, dude, that goes by quick. But now that it's this week, the previous event feels miles behind.
Yeah. Also, Last event, I guess I'll go ahead and announce this now. Last event didn't have odds, so yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't pay attention nearly as much as I should have. Watched the finals. Was very happy to see fucking Paintball Fit do it again. But this event, they're back. Kirgo is doing odds for the Ohio event, so we will have those odds up. At some point, I don't know. Whenever they do it, they're gonna get them up. But it's cool that it's back. I'm obviously gonna be partaking in it. I love me some paintball and I love me some betting, so I love when the two come together. Little excited to have some more pocket change because I actually have a salary now. So we're gonna fight back this weekend. We're gonna try to take Kirgo for all they're fucking worth, and hopefully I don't get completely fucked, because that has happened in the past. There's been bad events, but this layout, it's an interesting one. I think we could see some potential upsets at times. So I think this is one of those ones that, hey, if you haven't got involved before, maybe go sign up for a Kirgo account. Figure it out this weekend, because if you've listened to my track record, I've probably taken close to $3,000 to $4,000 from Kirgo just betting on paintball.
That sounds like a good time to me, honestly.
Yeah,
especially if you already know
probably
paintball.
Over the last 5 events last year plus 2 of or the first event this year. So 6 events. It's not like I'm making thousands every time, but that's a winning track record, and I feel like you guys out there could do that as well. You guys watch a lot of paintball. You'll listen to this podcast. You're fans of the game, so hey, go get signed up at Kirgo.com. Use promo code FTS, and yeah, so it's gonna be a good time. Very excited for that. Wanted to announce that here on the show tonight. That way, some people will hear it. If you're hearing this on the public release, go be a Patreon, because then you get this information when it's actually relevant to you. So yeah, just another reason to go sign up.
Oh man, you know what? If you're listening to the Patreon and you see me and Brando at the event, say what's up. Might have some free stuff.
Yep.
You never know.
Yep.
You never know.
Yep. You might have to answer a question that we may have, but some trivia.
Do they have to answer your riddles 3?
We gotta hit some riddles.
Fuck.
Yes, all right, they will. Okay, you guys gotta come up with some riddles 3 to get these people. But yeah,
I gotta work on my impersonation too. God damn it.
That's a very good point, though. If you do see Hatch and Brand at the event, say what's up. It's gonna be worth your time for sure. But yeah, they're gonna be out there, as well as all the other media guys and all the other media gals. So hey, give a thank you to your media guy you hire for the event. Make sure you take care of them, offer him some water. Keep them in the shade with your team. Media people are people too, so just want to put that out there.
Yeah, another thing is, you might maybe tune into the semi-pro field. You may or may not see me on the commentator. You may or may not. I'm trying to see that. Are you guys to work my way in there?
Are you guys playing on Premiere? Or actually, we went on schedules yet, so yeah, we won't.
We have brackets, but not schedules. But the brackets always change.
Yeah, I would assume one game on Premiere.
Okay.
Every time there's the WNXL there, we at least have one game on the live stream.
Okay. All right, well, hopefully it'll be more than that, but yeah, we'll make sure the FTS page has those times available before we go into the weekend. So if you want to see the boys get it done live in Ohio, make sure you tune into the live stream. And then Hatch will also, if you're making an appearance, we'll put it out there. So stay tuned to our social medias all weekend. There's going to be a lot of fun things going on in Ohio. And hey, I'm going to be here in Austin, but I'm going to be right there in spirit. Maddie Marshall is going to be talking sweet nothings into my ear all weekend, and it's going to be a great time, and I'm looking forward to it. So, boys, do we want to jump forward from paintball a little bit? Have we talked enough about the Ohio event?
I want to add one more thing from practice real quick.
That's fair. This is your time to do so.
Sunday was Father's Day. Shout out to all the dads in the world. You know what I'm saying? So it was great seeing a lot of father-son combos out there playing paintball. Great way to give back.
Your dad came out as well?
My dad did come out, you know what I'm saying? Papa Iron Man.
Mike Baird is your dad at this point.
Basically.
He has adopted you as your son.
Basically, dude, I'm not even gonna lie, dude, that Polaroid of me, Brando, and Papa Iron Man, dude, that has a special place in my heart. That is
Mike
a nice
Baird
ass photo.
And his 2 sons. One that is actually his, and one that he's adopted as a 27-year-old.
So it's absolutely awesome. It was a cool feeling for me. Our coach Chim, he's a father himself. We all got a card together, and luckily, he ain't gonna listen to this shit, but we're gonna.
Fuck you, Jim.
So we're at the event for Father. Obviously, we want to get him something very specific for Father's Day. So when we get to the event, we're going to build him some HK RMXs. Like he loves black and red. We're gonna get him a powerhouse reg, because that's the only thing he's lacking from his setup is a reg.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay.
we're
Get some
trying to make
for him.
Absolutely right. We gave him a card. It was all very heartfelt. It's very nice showing appreciation for our coach. It felt very rewarding.
Speaking of Father's Day, this one was a weird one to me. I wish my brother a happy Father's Day. That's how you fucking feel old, dude.
He's a pops, bro.
Whoa, I have nieces and nephews now. I should tell my brother Happy Father's Day. That's fucking weird. God, we're adults now. It's fucking, that's wild. So yeah, that would definitely hit me. And last year when it was Father's Day, he was deployed in the South Chinese Sea, so we literally couldn't talk to him. So yeah, it's good that he's back here now for his, for his first Father's Day with his family and everything. And yeah, so shout out to all the fathers out there. I do want to say,
shout out to all the daddies out there. Yeah.
Hatch, was that a gift from Mike? That jersey that you posted?
Yeah. You
Why is it not hanging on your wall?
He gave it to you?
I have it right here.
He gave that to you?
Why is it not hanging on your wall?
I wanna put it on a frame so I don't want to damage the. I don't want to damage the.
That's fair. That one needs
to
be framed. I don't want to damage
the fibers. I want to put it into like an actual frame.
That jersey is older than I am,
dude. This thing is old, bro.
That is a motocross jersey. That is like some of the original JT shit that they ever made.
If I wore this in Florida, I'm having heat stroke, bro.
Oh. Yes.
I'm dying. So this is one of those things that's a very big prized possession to me. That he's like, we're sitting at practice. We're kind of in like a little bit of a lull after practice, and he's like, Hatch, take a walk with me real quick. And I'm like, okay, sure, right? Because he gave me some great advice. I was being a fucking dickhead at some points over the weekend, and he was giving me some really good advice. And he's like, take a walk.
I can do that.
Absolutely. And we were walking out to his truck, and he's basically telling me, he's like, dude, you need to control yourself. Like, you are the only person that is in control of your emotions. Don't let everybody else see that bullshit, right? Put it inside yourself. Talk to them off the field, right? Because there are times where sometimes I get a little loud and everything like that. And I was trying to take as much accountability as I could, and I was just like, you're absolutely right, And there was a time where I even hesitated on giving an excuse, and he's like, dude, no. You control yourself. You are in control of your actions. Be about it, not talk about it, right? And then we get to the truck, and he's like, check this shit out. This shit's older than you, boy. And he pulls that out, and I was like, what the heck? And he's like, it's yours, Junior. And I'm like, what?
What?
Dude,
what year jersey is that?
Dude, I was dumbfounded. I wasn't even listening. My ears turned off.
Man,
this is why someone else needed to be there when you did this, Mike. Just so we get the information.
I had no idea. Yeah, I saw you guys walking away. I thought he was like leaving or something, and you went to go say bye or some shit.
Like,
okay. Or no. I honestly thought you were going to show him your windshield.
Okay.
We'll get to later.
Yep.
We'll talk about that later. Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but that's one of those things that is one of my prized possessions now for sure. And it's definitely going up on the wall, 100%.
Yeah. Frame that one for sure, though, because
honestly,
I like that idea.
Dude, I feel I got a fucking legendary wall. I got a Jerry Caro jersey. I got a Cali painting. I got a Brandon Baird jersey. Dude, I got a Rainey Stanzak in the closet, signed.
Do you still have, do you have VGs? You had one of VGs, right?
I do. I was even wearing it this weekend.
He was wearing
it. Yeah, I was wearing it. And on the back of your fucking chair, you have a 1 of 5 from Austin
Hypnotic.
It's like 1
of 3 Austin Hypnoni jersey.
Austin Hypnoni,
Shout out to Anthony Hernandez.
Shout out to Oni. You have a pretty dope jersey collection at this point, Hatch. It's getting there.
Absolutely. Dude, and I mean, I'll give a little insight to what we were talking on the post show a little bit last week. I showed off some treasures from when I first got into paintball. I'm not going to give too much detail, but I had signed shirts from a pro paintball organization that isn't even in existence anymore.
Pretty cool team, yeah.
And a roster that is broken up that'll probably never get back together.
Yeah, nah.
So
you have that LV one too? Is that?
No, I took a picture of that because I saw it in the wild.
Oh, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's what that one was. Yeah.
And he was telling me he traded like a 170R for it, and I'm like, bro, you just got to come up. You just got to fucking come up, bro.
Come-ups, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I make that trade every day. We aren't going to spoil what the marker is. Go fucking sign up for the Patreon. The other benefit of being on the Patreon, speaking of Mike Baird, is you get to see his old man sage advice that he drops on every single show in the comments over there.
We were talking about that at practice. I was telling the boys about the dream and shit. I think we were at dinner.
Well, so I wasn't necessarily talking about that one. He broke down, Hatch's dream. He had about a dream a couple couple weeks ago on the pod, and he kind of gave some great, old man breakdown on that. But the last week's show, we were talking about Evan having that kind of final moment, knowing this is the last event I'll probably ever play pro at. It's maybe I'll get back here, but it's not likely. And Mike actually told, briefly in the comments, he told the story of Vegas 98, his last tournament that he knew he was ever going to play. Jeez. And he didn't tell his team, but he was there playing it, and he kind of took a moment off to himself before the semifinals. And then Glenn Forrester calls him back over to get in the huddle with the team. And, he just talked about like having that moment and kind of taking it all in and knowing like, this ends after today. This moment doesn't happen again, but this has been my life for, however many years it's been. So, I loved hearing that story. My response was I wasn't alive yet because I wasn't. That event probably happened earlier in 98, and I was born in November of 98. So yeah, good shit, Mike. We always appreciate you being over there on the podcast, and we appreciate your, not only your support, but your comments. And that really is another reason to sign up for the Patreon, because he drops some great shit over there.
Absolutely. Need a therapist? Talk to him. On the Patreon, through the comments.
I hate to say this, you guys don't know Mike Baird. Please don't just go beg him for therapy advice. Like, I respect him a little bit.
He's listening to this. He's like, fucking Hatch, bro.
Fucking Hatch.
Look, if you guys need
now, if you're
some time to be killed, and your ear to be talked off, I will give you his number.
Yeah, no, he's good at that. I've had multiple hour conversations with him on the phone, but they were riveting conversations. I didn't want to hang up the phone.
Yeah. I mean, there was the Impact weekend where it was me and Brando in the car. His dad calls and dude, we were talking for fucking ever, bro. Oh my god, dude, the one time when we were in the car, your dad answers, and I was pretending to be Michelle.
Yeah.
He's like, hey man. He's like, oh yeah, He's like, oh, who else is there? And I'm like, it's me, or some shit like that, right? And he's like, is that fucking Hatch? Instantly knew.
Yeah, that's not a great impression. I'm gonna be honest, bro.
That's my worst impression by far is Michelle.
Good old Michelle.
Yeah, you could have fooled him if you just started speaking Spanish.
Oh, Odele.
Wait, what?
Yes.
But yeah, all right. Well, love that. We talked about Baird for a bit. Let's move on to your car, Hatch, because I don't know the story. Brandon knows the story. So I'm going to be like you guys in the audience on the edge of my seat to hear what happened, because the only thing Hatch has told me is, quote, I've spent a lot of money in the past 24 hours. Why? What happened, Hatch?
Dude, so usually when I go to Cedars, we usually take his truck, right? But on the way back to the field Sunday morning, we're like, oh, let's bring Yvonne and the dog. Of course, right? Family, right? So we take my car, bring it back to the
Cedars
field.
a father, technically. He's got
basically,
he's got his dogs. Yeah.
Dog dad, right?
He's Papa.
Yeah, and he's Papa. He's got all of us.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Happy Father's Day to Cedar. Honestly, shout out to fucking Cedar,
you never adopted.
God damn, dude, he's stuck with us. He's fucked. But what was I talking about? Windshield.
God damn it!
Right. So we're he's driving, right? Because I let him drive because he knows the way around that city and that complicated, you know what I'm saying, that Bay Area traffic. He knows it very well and how to avoid it, right? So, my Papa, you drive, right? So I'm sitting in the passenger seat doing my thing in the morning, listen to some good music, right? And then, no joke, I'm like on the way to practice. I'm like nodding off a little bit because I'm tired, right? The second I fall out of consciousness, all I hear is, right? And then Cedar goes, what the fuck? And I'm like, what the heck? I open my eyes. Dude, the whole windshield shattered, right? And Cedar's like, dude, it was a huge, like perfectly round rock from the other side of traffic, right? So, dude, we low-key think it was some people throwing some rocks or something.
Yeah, so, but it was, so you were in your car. This is the part of the story I'm not understanding. You were in your car, but he was driving for you?
He's driving. I'm in the passenger seat.
Why did you let another man drive your car?
Well, because he knows the Bay Area, like the Bay Area freeway, super well.
Look.
Okay.
Hatch doesn't mind taking his car, just as long as someone else will drive.
You know what I'm saying? Dude, I'm chilling, bro.
Hatch doesn't care what car we take as long as he's not driving.
Dude, that's why I don't even get mad. I don't even get mad when we have a U-Haul and I'm in the back. I'm just like, bro.
I'm gonna be honest. I've owned my Tahoe for close to 2 years at this point. No one else has drove that car. Like, I don't let people drive my car. It's my car. You have your own car. Drive your car.
I only trust people. I only let people drive my car when I fully trust them. Brando,
true.
Fully trust.
But
Papa,
still,
fully trust.
This could have been avoided by just you driving your car, because you would have been in a different place on the road. It would have been Final Destination. You would have barely missed the rock.
You know, you're absolutely right. But the thing is, I trust Cedar that much.
Well, it fucked you this time. So
it did.
How bad was the... Like, was the whole windshield busted in, or like what? Was it like
so
a big
basically,
chip, or
so basically the entire right side was like crushed, right?
Like the tempered glass started to like crack in on itself, like cause,
like I couldn't feel. I tried like running my fingers on it on the inside, and I didn't feel any cracks, so it didn't go all the way through.
Okay.
But the top layer of glass definitely like spiderwebbed across.
Okay.
Towards the left side for sure.
Yeah.
Because that's why we have safety glass in vehicles nowadays. This is my favorite fun fact about history. You know, driving like the Model T back in the day.
Yeah.
That was just regular glass in front of you. If you crash, you just
done.
have shards of glass coming into your fucking eyes, face, chest area.
Yeah, dude. And let me tell you,
we had to develop a safer technology for that.
In my mind, I was like, holy shit, like the whole, because I honestly was not even like angry like whatsoever. I was like, damn, like freak ass accident, right? Honestly, I was grateful to be alive. I've seen plenty of Reddit videos where a fucking brick comes through the window and just fucking kills that person, you know? So
yeah.
I'm grateful
I've
that
seen Final Destination. So.
Right, any kind of, you know, who knows if the geometry was a little bit different. Maybe I have a hole in my stomach now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful, honestly.
Yeah, that was lined up directly at you.
You're bro. someone in a line drive trying to get me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It was just one of those things that's unfortunate. I could choose to be mad about it, but there's way more things to be mad about. You know, like the layout. You know.
Fair enough. So you guys got that taken care of? Or?
Yeah, I got it taken care of. I got it taken care of today. Okay. Right.
Oh, so you like took it into a shop like right away? Yeah.
I had like a mobile one like while I was at work.
Nice.
You know,
okay.
Because I was like, I didn't have the time, right? Because I leave tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. Directly after work for the event. So very short time frame to work on. I was like, all right, if I don't get it done Monday, dude, I'm fucked, right?
Dude, you've had some bad luck with
that Kia, man.
With car issues, with car issues leading up to an event.
And not even, and the thing is, not even the car itself.
Fucking second, they all involve Cedar.
You're absolutely right. No, because the thing is,
car incidences are because you are around Papa Cedar.
No, and let me tell you, I think it's just like some parts of the Bay Area.
0 times in this.
Some parts of the Bay Area are just fucking relentless, bro. There are people where it's like, if they see a fucking empty plastic bag, they're gonna be like, well, maybe it's not empty, and fucking smash your shit and get in it. You know what I'm saying? Bay Area is ruthless, right?
That's parts of Boston too. I mean, I hate to say it's just liberal cities in general at this point, because like. People can just get away with shit.
Valid, right? And they motherfuckers try to steal my fucking car, right? Yeah. They tried to take the whole
Kia
car.
Boys came. Literally, the Kia boys came for Hatch.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was lucky that I got that like new software upgrade like a month before. Because if I didn't, they would have taken it.
Shout out Kia warranty, you know.
Shout out Kia, baby. Shout out Kia. You know,
big fans over here on FTS.
No, all I'm saying, great gas mileage, bro. We're not even sponsored by Kia, but hey, if the money's there, we'll take it.
Hey, wrong quote. Brandon, can you give him the right one?
Yeah. If the money's there,
we don't
do not care.
I was close. I tried to nail it. I knew you guys. That's what I was going for. But
you just tried to quote something that me and Brandon have known for 15 years. No, it's not gonna happen, dog.
Well, no, I tried to get close because I don't know it for 15 years. I've only heard you guys say it like
but this
10 years ago.
This was a funny conversation I had with because I had to go into the office today. I've been kind of doing this like hybrid thing where some days I'm working at home, some days I'm going to the office. But I was having this conversation with one of our producers today. Shout out Delco down. But we were talking about the like jingles from from ads back in like the early 2000s. Because like the big one he brought up first was I have a structured settlement, but I need cash now. Call KG Wentworth. 877 cash now. So that was the first one he brought up, but then my brain was like flooded with memories, and then FREE, that spells free. Creditreport.com, baby. That one came back, and then the other one, which I actually had, we'll talk about this later on as well, but there was a video that reminded me of it, was the education connection. So I went on the internet and checked out the connection.
It's like, yeah. Oh, dude, I remember.
I don't know the lyrics that well because the version I just most recently hear are all parody lyrics. But yeah,
it's get connected. for free education connection. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, those jingles from like the early 2000s,
dude,
us kids who grew up in that time, we will never forget them. They are deeply inserted into our brains and deep pockets.
That shit now would be a $10 million Super Bowl commercial. We had that shit on cable, bro. That good of those were bangers. Those were banger commercials.
Well, there was also the General, you know.
Oh yeah.
So.
Save on time. Don't do the General and save on time.
So, yeah, I do remember that.
That's another one. But yeah, I love that marketing back in the day. My favorite one really is the FREE. That spells freecreditreport.com, baby.
They had multiple songs.
Yeah, I forget the beginning of it, but there's the one where he's like buying a car and it ends with like, now I'm driving off the lot in a U-Sub
compact FREE. That spells free.
Such a banger. You know,
dude,
it's such a great song,
bro.
Man.
I wonder where those guys are now. Brando,
well,
look
now
it
they're
up.
making
Where
the
they at
Burger
now?
King jingle. You know, they're making the fucking... Whopper Junior, Whopper, double, triple, flupple, Whopper, whatever the fuck it is.
Okay,
but that's a good example of the songs they don't hit as good as they did, you know, back in the 2000s.
Did you know the Arby's, the guy who says "We are the meats," is the same voice actor who plays Spartan Locke in Halo 5?
I could believe it.
Yeah, no.
Arby's, we have the beef.
Yeah, and I'm like,
we have the beef.
I think it's we have the meat. Which is like,
I'm pretty sure it's we have the beef.
Is it?
I think it's beef. Yeah.
Is it
pretty
beef?
sure it's beef, Ash.
Oh, damn.
Which is
well,
why
I don't eat
people
Arby's.
talk about Arby's roast beef when, you know, there's a girl who's got some extra meat, you know, down there. All right.
You know what I'm saying? Call her Arby's.
Yep. But yeah, all right. We'll love to hear that. Just wanted to talk about that because that was reminding me of that, you know, that whole era of jingles online, and I love them. But
I like the Geico commercials with the lizard. Got a lot of personality with that lizard.
Oh, the caveman. Can we bring back the caveman?
Oh,
the caveman
was the best.
Oh, dude.
He was the best.
Bro, okay. This is
Caveman
actually
was better than Flo. I will die on that hill.
One that I really liked, Mike. Hump Day.
Oh, yeah.
I know the guy who owns the Hump Day Camel. I know the guy. So that one's a little special to my heart.
Was that shot in Fresno?
I don't think so. I do not think so.
But the camel owner is in Fresno.
I have met the camel before. He has come down to Fresno
met
with the camel. I've met... Oh, his name's not actually Mike. It's something else.
It's Mike.
Yeah, I call him Mike.
Yeah, actually, it's right because he's referring to someone else in the ad as Mike. But fuck it, I'm calling him Mike the Camel.
What the fuck is his name, dude? It's slipping my mind, but
all right. So
Hump Day.
Ryan, did you and I just have like a Mandela effect? Because everything I'm looking at, it's we have the meat, not the beef.
I think we just had a Mandela effect live on
What
the
the
podcast,
fuck?
Brando. I could have sworn to God it was Arby's. We have the beef.
It's we have the meat.
No.
Yes.
I don't.
I'm telling you, it's we have the meat.
Hatch, what timeline are you from? Is it Berenstein or Bernstein Bears?
Ooh.
Oh, fuck. There's a cornucopia in the fruit of the loom.
I know, there's a stuff from our timeline. This is a different timeline version, Brando. The streams are crossing. The Large Hadron Collider turned back on. Go listen to our conspiracy theory episode with Nick Laval. Yeah, if you want some more context on what I'm talking about.
Dude, I knew.
Oh, damn.
I knew.
That's
we got
crazy.
The meats.
Brando, yeah, I 100% feel like we're from a different timeline than Hatches.
This is weird.
Was
dude.
it ever at the point we have the beef? Was it ever at that? Was it ever that?
The phrase "we have the beef" is a famous advertisement originally. Wait,
not Arby's.
Can you read it loud for the class, Brando?
Yeah.
No, I'm shocked.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm horrible at popcorn reading, bro. And the teacher would call on me, I get pissed.
The slogan "We have the meats" is associated with Arby's, not "We have the beef."
Damn.
It says that, like word for word?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn.
Which means, you know what that tells me? That means enough people think it's we have the beef, that is like a thing that has been looked into. So that's, Mandela effect. We just figured one out live here on the show. I love that. Good job, Braden.
Wow.
Feels good. It feels good.
I don't know what to do with my life now. That really happened.
It hurts, doesn't it? Yeah,
well, now I'm like,
it does hurt.
Now I'm really not getting Arby's.
I never was in the first place. I think I've had Arby's once in my life, and that's it.
Doubling down on no roast beef for me on that. You know.
Good to know. All right, so boys, we can go two ways with this. I have two topics left to talk about.
Yep.
We can talk about something fun or light, or we can talk about something fun and crazy.
Ooh.
That just sounded like they count the same thing.
Very different topics.
Let's go crazy.
Crazy?
I'm down for some crazy.
All right, Brandon, you know where this is going then. Fishtank.live season 4 is now live. For the past 3 days, season 4 has started up. We've had 8 new fish getting back into the tank. And you guys want to guess where they're at? They went back to the season 1 house. So instead of finding a new location, we embraced tradition and we're back where it all began. The same camera angles, the same rooms. A lot of fucked up shit has already happened.
Is there a different theme in the house?
So there isn't a theme this year. The last couple years they've had themes like Famous House. They had the 1970s seasons, Blood Games. This is kind of back to just the put crazy people in a house, leave them in there for 6 weeks, and see who survives and gets out of it. Where do I even begin with this cast? Let's just start from the top. First person on the leaderboard is Drench, a Australian stripper. Not joking, she flew over from Australia to be on the show. She is a stripper. That has been found out by the online community. I don't know. I don't know if that's been talked about yet, so I don't know.
Where they make strippers.
Yeah, so probably a lower class area. So that's the first person on the list. Next up, we have Ellie, a 18-year-old high school student who is somehow in the tank.
What the fuck?
I shit you not. They didn't know this before Sam does an interview with her. Sam's asking her questions like, "Oh, how's it being 18? You know, that's fucking weird." And she's like, "Well, talking about shit." And Sam's like, "Oh, did you go to school?" And she's like, "No, I don't go to college." And he's like, "Oh, like so you high school, you graduated then?" And she's like, "No, I'm still in high school." Sam looks at the camera, like has this what the fuck look, instantly runs downstairs to production, confirms that she is 18 years old, like she is an illegal adult who can do these things, runs the fuck back upstairs, and has this rest of this conversation with her. But you can tell he is just dumbfounded of like,
he doesn't know what to do.
Why did we let her in here? Like, what the fuck?
How did she get in here? Who did she get past?
That's a wild card. So the 18-year-old Asian girl named Ellie, very much a wild card in the whole situation. Next up, we have Daniel. Daniel's so fucking autistic. This man's posture is literally a question mark.
Too, brother. You know what? I've actually seen this guy fucking leaning over the counter to eat food with this question mark. Yeah. I've seen those photos.
He eats chips like a monkey. He grabbed it like this and was like into his mouth. A very autistic man, but so far he is the top G of the tank. Audience's favorite, doing cool things, providing content, calling people out on their shit when they're doing their shit. So we do love Daniel. He's been pretty cool so far in the first couple days. Next up, we have Aryeh. Now, this is a hard one for me. There's some background information on this guy that I actually can't release because it's not public knowledge, but thanks to us having some insiders over at Fish Tank now, we know this. But Aryeh, a very other autistic man, very much loves SpongeBob and cartoons and all these things.
Hey, me too. I like anime.
He is a bald man that has actual divots in his head. I'm not joking. His head has
like a headset dip,
no. Going lengthwise down his head, he has spots where the skin is like folded in on itself.
What the?
Absolutely wild looking. A pretty cool dude, but definitely a high-functioning autist who has already, thought he's gotten in controversy because he talked about some SpongeBob animator who did something on the internet, and then everyone started gaslighting him. The SpongeBob Reddit got bombed by Fish Tank fans, telling them to like ban Aryeh and like posting a whole bunch of pictures and memes of him. So the whole r/SpongeBob is shut down for the next 4 days, by the way. So if you want to go over and see SpongeBob memes, you can't anymore thanks to Fish Tank.
I'm pissed.
Damn it.
This is the type of shit that we do over here. Next up on the list, we got Freddy. Freddy is probably the most normal person in the tank. He is a 36-year-old dude who wants to drink and have a good time. He's not very autistic. He's not very crazy, but when he gets drunk, he goes super sane. There was the other night.
Like my guy.
The other night, they gave him a fuck ton of alcohol to the point where Sam Hyde was in one of the rooms with him, literally kicking the shit out of him. And I mean literally kicking the shit out of him to the point where he had bruises on his face the next morning. And Freddy is just laughing his ass off and like trying to hit him with this plastic thing that he's waving in the air. A lot of nonsense, just, fish tank as a whole. So Freddy, we like Freddy. Freddy's been good so far. Next up, we actually have had a fish already leave the tank.
Wow.
Jin was his name. I don't know why he left. I missed the context for it today. He was there for a couple days. He was kind of a creepy sex pest who was looking up girls' skirts and being just kind of a weirdo. I'm guessing that's why they kicked him off. He didn't leave. So I'm guessing they were like, dude, that's not fucking cool. Fuck you. Get out of here. He's kind of a Simmons 2.0, so we love that. So he's gone. So there's just a question mark there. They're probably going to bring someone else in, a freeloader already, to replace him. So we'll see what happens. Next up on the list, we have Angelica. The biggest pick-me I have ever seen in my life.
Damn.
The definition of an e-girl pick-me. Like, does everything for attention, cries constantly, like, emotionally damages people.
One of those.
It's come out. So the first night, she made the mistake of bringing stuff that matters to her in the fish tank. She brought in, like, photos from, like, a photo booth of her and her boyfriend. Well, Daniel found those pretty fucking fast. Those have been ripped to fucking shreds. Yeah.
That is
rule number one of fish tank.
Fucking stupid.
Anything you bring in there, it is gonna get destroyed. Do not bring anything you care about. If you have any care towards it, leave it out of the tank. It's not off limits.
I would bring like fake stuff so people like think it's like real, like sentimental to me. But then
dude, that's the thing. These people know what fish tank is. They were fans, and I mean they went through not filters, but
a bunch of interviews
and stuff. Yeah.
Well, and so that's the difference with this season versus like last season. Season 3, Famous House, was meant to be back to the original, back to when people don't know what they're on. They don't know about TTS. They don't know about the chaoses that's going to happen. They don't know about the counting rice challenge. But this season they said, all right, that was too much, because a lot of times during season 3, something would happen, some drama would go down, and everyone would cry, and just the show would shut down for 2 hours. And Jet and production were just like, we can't have that anymore. So everyone on this season was supposed to be like, hey, you know what fish tank is? This is gonna be hard. You still want to come and do this. You were comfortable with what you're getting into, which leads us to our final contestant, the biggest fish tank super fan, who's only watched season 3, by the way. Her name is Rachel. Ladies and gentlemen, they have done it. They have found a female airsoft fatty. This woman is it's unbelievable that there is a person like this in the world.
Gorlock, the world eater.
She looks exactly like that, a very overweight, obese person. But even past that, just very negative, complains about everything, wants to be famous, but then when they put her in any type of situation, she breaks down crying and can't handle it. She brought a CPAP machine to the fucking tank because she needs one, because she'll die in her sleep if she doesn't have one.
Big yikes,
Don't go into fish tank if you need a CPAP, because that got fucked with night 1. And she got really pissed off about that. But yeah, keeps constantly complaining about like her medical things and all this stuff.
No way she survives, right?
No, and I get it, because she probably will die. She is a person who is probably a year or 2 from her death, and I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean that in her health is so bad, she needs to take care of it, or else it is going to cause an early death. And she obviously doesn't care at all, because she keeps claiming, I've been through so much trauma in my life, and I've been through all these things. Look, it's okay that happened to you. It's not okay to use that as an excuse for the rest of your entire life, like she is doing. And it's a great example of why you need to handle your mental health and fucking take care of it, because if you don't, you're gonna piss the fuck off out of everyone around you, like she is currently doing.
Yeah, come on, lady. She's claiming that she's been alcohol free because she was an alcoholic, and like the challenge was to drink addiction. 2 beers. Drink the beers for my entertainment, goddammit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, and that
come your own fish tank.
Nothing's worse than a sober person telling you that they're fucking sober. I get it, bro.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing too, is like, she's not sober. She just replaced alcohol for food. That's all it is. She still obviously has an addiction. That's the other thing that's hilarious. Shout out to the chat. One of the fish toys this year is you can send a snack to one of the contestants. It's a very low-cost fish toy.
She's getting
Hatch. It has been probably over 100 already so far, and she is like, and every single one is like, Rachel is fat, Golok the Destroyer, like all the names of people giving them are like, and then that's the thing with fish toys. If you get a rose or a plushie or a snack, you have to look at the camera and shout out the person who gave it to you. Airsoft Fatty said my name before because I had a cigarette delivery for him in season 2, but it's definitely, she is. Oh my God, I just can't stand her. I've never once in my life. I don't know, because she goes between this like, I want to leave right now. If production doesn't come up and talk to me, I'm gonna leave right now. But then like doesn't ever try to leave. Like,
yeah, maybe that's her game and she knows what she's doing.
Trying to get special treatment. But saying that she's knowing what she's doing is giving her way too much goddamn credit.
Shit, dude. It's scary because I have seen photos of the bent neck man and Gordlock the World Eater. So I have been kind of keeping a little bit up with this.
He's got some physical abnormalities. Pretty cool ass dude, I'm gonna be honest. I'd probably be friends with that dude in the real world. Definitely. You know, he's got some autism.
I'd look away when he's eating and leaning over while he's eating a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, I would be like, all right.
I'll talk to him. Cool guy.
Yeah.
You know?
No, so that's all the contestants this season. Another big difference in season 4, and I think one of the coolest things so far, they have gotten rid of the endorsement system. So this used to be a way that the audience would be able to kind of vote for your favorite. You could only endorse one person at a time. So it's kind of like, hey, that's my favorite contestant. He gets my endorsement, and every account gets one. So then they can add up to see who's the most endorsed in the house. Well, they got rid of that. What they had decided to do is to create the StoX market. STOX. It is not stocks. It is not a financial instrument. There is no way to make money on this. They have said that about 58 fucking times so far. It is a system on the site where people can live buy stocks of the contestants on the show, and it works as a market. So there's a limited supply, and as people buy or sell these stocks, the price goes up and down in the currency on the site, fish tokens. Rachel's stock is permanently the lowest. And what's crazy too, they have a ticker in the living room where everyone can see their stock's daily performance as it goes up and down depending on their actions in the tank. Very interesting and very cool system. But it was hilarious. Jin, when he got kicked off today, had a pretty high stocks rating. It fell through the roof. The price of one of his stocks went from like 360 fish tokens to like 220 in the span of 5 minutes because people were selling their Jin stock. They were getting out. I love it because it's, you've probably heard the meme before when like a game's blowing up, like, fucking guy, get your, fucking Hitch a Ride stocks, fucking Hitch is blowing up, he's gonna be the next streamer up, or fucking
gotcha.
It's based off that kind of meme, but they made it a real thing where you can actually trade the stocks of the people who are in the tank. The kind of good side of that is obviously if you sell and make a whole bunch of fish tokens, you can get things like TTS and fish toys and play sound effects and interact with the tank without putting directly your money into it. There definitely seemed like there's been market manipulation on some of these, the way some of it goes up and down throughout the course of the day. But like I said, this is not a financial instrument. You cannot make money off StoX. So yeah, definitely one of the newer things for the season that I thought was very cool.
That is cool.
We've had the rice counting challenge. We've kind of gone back to tradition. Sam Hyde, he went back to his Jason Goldstriker character, so the same character from season 1. He's not Judge Jebedag Goldstriker or Dragomir von Dragoff the third or whatever the fuck his character was in that other one, or fucking G. G is my favorite host character, by the way. I love cool. G.
Yeah, G was cool. G was funny.
But yeah, so
what do you do?
If you're out there, if you're interested in Fish Tank, the way that I recommend watching it, obviously I have, I'm always around a computer. I can check in from time to time. But if you miss anything and you want to get caught up, Cucumber Feet. It's a weird username, I know, but this man does the best recaps for the show. Every single day he drops one recapping the previous day. He gives context for the events that happens. He does like research on Twitter to look into things, to either confirm things or deny things. I always give this man a shout out when we're talking about Fish Tank, because I always watch his videos, even though I'm still watching the tank, because there's things he finds that I just don't see. It's a live 24-hour show. There's a lot of time during the day. So yeah, Cucumber Feet, go check it out. He's already got the first couple days of the videos up. It's the tank. It's back, man. It feels like we're right at home, being back in the S1 house. It's
crazy that we're competing for seasons for years on FTS compared to Fish Tank. You know, what season are they on? This is their fourth season, so technically they're ahead of us, actually.
Yeah.
This is their fourth season. They started, it was the year we started was their first season. So it was a couple months before us when they did their first season. And then in 2024, they had season 2. Well, the end of season 2, 2.5, and then 3. So now season 4 in 2025.
It's crazy how in parallel we're aging with them.
Yep. And
they're growing just like us.
I will say this too. This is the biggest season I've ever seen. There's 20,000 people on the site right now watching. They are also live streaming on YouTube. They are also live streaming on Twitter.
That's big.
They are also live streaming on Kick. They are putting this out on every platform available, as well as their own website. Guys, they're gonna make a lot of money this year. I'm telling you that right now. Like, they're spending a lot because they have their own server infrastructure now. They've put a lot of money into this in the off time, but man, this worked. Fish Tank was a success, and it's continuing to be a success. I will say the thing that sucks this year is chat is useless on the site. In the previous seasons, you could actually like use chat and talk to people and like find, people you want to, kind of chat about shit with. But like, dude, it is just a spam fest of fucking random capitals and random things in there. You can say whatever you want in that chat too. So that's another reason to go sign up. That's literally in one of their ads. They say that you can say F-slur for free at fishtank.live.
I love that
but
jam.
yeah,
that's my shit.
It's amazing. If you do want to just check it out, check out like the YouTube stream or something, because that's the director mode, so it just takes you throughout the house following whatever action's going on. The other big thing that they announced, if Asbin Gold live streams himself reacting to a day of Fish Tank, they will pay Bert I think they paid him some money, so it's the rest of the money that he was owed from season 3. Because if you guys don't remember, at the end of season 3, Black Eye Bert, he won season 3, by the way. At the end of season 3, they went to Vegas and they took the $50K grand prize and put it on black on roulette. And they lost. And then they didn't pay Bert. Now, they did pay Bert some money, like they I think it was like 20K was the final total, because like they wanted to compensate him. He was a fucking amazing actor for that whole entire time. But
it's a hard challenge to beat.
Yeah, it's so that's the thing that's been laid down. If Azzy, as Jason Goldstriker calls him, if he decides to live stream a day, they will not only give Bert the rest of money, but they will also donate $20,000 to a charity of Asmon's Gold's choice. All of this is working, by the way, though, because like I said, when I was watching season 2, a big day was 6,000 people on the site. There's 19,000 people watching right now at 9 p.m. on a Monday. Now, those are huge numbers. Like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
The site didn't work on day 1. Like, it just wouldn't load, because at one point in time there was 50,000 people online on the Fish Tank like tracker, because they have you can see like how many people are online when you're on the website. But yeah, it's back. It's better than ever. I don't know if it's better than ever, but it's back. Happy about that. So
it's exciting.
I can't wait for Airsoft Fatty to not be the fattest person in the tank. That's gonna be insane.
Damn, they're gonna have to
definitely weighs more than him.
I mean, Airsoft Fatty's been on the journey, right? He's been on the journey to weight loss. He's been looking pretty decent.
I want to say the last time I heard a number, it's like over 150 pounds at this point. He's lost, and like he still has all the skin.
That's
and
hard, bro.
Definitely looks like he has more weight to lose. But man, when you compare season 1, Chris LaFontaine, Airsoft Fatty, to what he is today, different person. Like, looks like a different human being. And that is all the influence of Sam Hyde. So look, you can hate on him, but he's not that bad of a guy.
No, not at all.
I mean, does anyone really have anything
bad to say about him. Yeah, or I guess okay. If you don't know him, like you don't.
If you don't understand him.
Yeah,
because
there's a lot of lore to unpack.
If all you hear is the ghost of Kiev, yeah, you probably think Sam Hyde's a bad guy. But like Luke, that's another guy. For example, Luke was on season 3. He did so well. He now just works at MDE with them. Like he appears in the Sam Hyde podcast, and like he's working at the background. They've talked about him a couple times on the show. So yeah, it's a good group of guys. Again, I would never want to be there. I don't want to work with them. I don't want to be involved with it. But I love watching it, and I feel like they do good shit. So hell yeah. Shout out to Fish Tank.
I mean, that seems to be Fish Tank is something that is constantly coming back and getting so much bigger.
Every season has been bigger and better.
They're adding new characters to it. I don't really know how to make that an analogy, right? They're adding new people that have these very distinct characteristics, like Gorlock, Airsoft Fatty, Bert, right?
Yeah. Well, and they're becoming like...
Reminds me of Total Drama Island, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but it's also like they become lore of the show. Like,
yes!
Like Ty, that's another great example. The Asian comedian who's been on He's been on 3 of the first seasons. He wasn't on season 3, but he was on 2.5, 2, and 1.
He's coming back this season.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know that he will, but like they probably will, because like there's just guys like that who they've had on, like Vance. Vance was in season 1, and then he worked on season 2, season 2.5, season 3. We haven't seen Vance yet. Everyone is worried where our boy Vance is, because he's the dope dude. We love him. I have heard a slight rumor in the background that season 4.5 is coming pretty soon after season 4. Damn. They've been working on a new Blood Games type RPG. They've been posting a whole bunch of construction and all the stuff they've been doing for that.
Is this the Pirates?
If that's the Pirates, I would be so hyped for that, Brando. But again, it is Fish Tank, so that could be a gaslight. We won't know until it actually is on the screen happening in front of us. That's just the fishtank.live way.
And even then, we don't know if they're fucking with us.
That's true too. You never take anything for truth that is said to you by Sam or Jet.
Yeah, no, they always got shit up their sleeve ready to throw at us. Not even at the contestants, and we're just the audience.
Just there along for the ride.
Fucking audience.
I sent you guys a screenshot of the first day Sam did a confessional interview with Rachel, and this man looked like he wanted to eat a gun. And Sam Hyde's been through a lot of shit. He looked like he was about to just die right there on the spot.
Yeah. Poor guy.
He did not want to deal with her.
And then I guess another, like, one of the other crazy moments that happened, we've already had a Jet meltdown. So last night, Daniel, getting a little confident being the top guy in the house, started going into the attic, which is where all of their tech shit is. Like, and Jet gave the number. It's like over $100,000 of server infrastructure, wiring. Like, it's a lot of shit's up there. And so he fucking yells at him over the mic that they have throughout the house. He's like, get the fuck out of the attic. And and then Daniel gets pissed and calls him gay and all this shit. So Jet runs up the stairs and is like, what the fuck, bro? I like you. I don't know why you're shit testing me. And like has this whole moment on confessional. I love those. Anytime you get a Jet real moment, it's just great to see the stress that man has to deal with, wrangling 8 autistic retarded people in a house for 6 weeks. I don't know how he does it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't stand being around Rachel. They keep gaslighting her. She keeps asking questions of them. They never answer. They constantly sidestep and bring up a new topic or bring up a new conversation. And then like there's a couple times she's like, well, why aren't you guys answering my questions? They just don't even talk. They just keep going on with something else and like going right over it.
And that started before the show. They've mentioned. She's mentioned, right? Like, yes. She's like, I text you guys like 20 messages. You've just.
So that was in her intro. They did these really cool GTA style intros for all the fish as they came into the tank.
Love that.
In Rachel's, it said she has texted us like all these ideas and like we haven't responded. Calls production geniuses and like just all this other shit. It was crazy. But yeah, it's back. I would say it's bigger. I don't know about better yet. We'll see. Because that's the thing. a fish tank, it's a show that takes time. You know, you got to develop the relationships, the storylines. You don't get TJ becoming a man unless you have autistic TJ at the beginning. So you got to build to that. You got to see what grows. It's been cool. A lot of the season 3 fish have been doing like content around the show and kind of like they get it now.
That's cool.
Mizzy put out this tweet where she's like, I understand why you guys watch me in a house for 24 hours now. But shout out to Binks as well. She's doing some content. But Bert's been live streaming the whole time. He's literally been reaction live streaming the whole time. He thinks he has to like do a whole thing. It's so hard to tell the lines of what Baird is trolling and what he's actually being real on. He's a very special and unique person.
Yeah, I love the opportunities that he's gotten afterwards. Nothing like big, but just seeing him, the shit that he's like acting in, right? And I'm following him on Instagram. Fuck yeah, Bert. Fuck yeah. He did go on PKA. Fucking did go on PKA.
Yeah,
that's right.
They were talking about when Bert was like, yeah, I'm going to go to Rolling Loud with Airsoft Fatty and be on stage. And then after he leaves the call, Kyle was like, well, good for him, I guess. Like, what the fuck? Like... Just so much confusion. Yeah.
That is fucking funny.
Do we reach out to Bert Bronx and get him on the podcast?
Holy shit.
He'd call us his baby bros the whole time, and I don't know how I could handle that.
What's up, baby bros?
I couldn't handle that.
My sweet baby bros? Yeah. Oh, it'd be... Ooh, Bert. I don't know.
I don't like that. Yeah, don't call me that, Bert. I don't like that. You have my Riverside information. It's not even my number or anything connected to me, but I don't like it.
Thank you, but my asshole's so
he just randomly clicks the link every few weeks while we're recording. He jumps in.
Holy shit! Chat is spamming right now. Rachel2988. Do you get that reference?
Is that her weight?
Boogie2988.
Oh.
She
literally is Boogie. Yeah, she's...
Yikes.
Yeah, no, she's a lolcow, 100%, just in a female form, and it's very rare we get one of these. We've had Wings, we've had, other people, but So that's a little bit of the fish tank, story that's going on.
Fish tank lore. We add to it.
Fishtank.live. It's happening. Watch it, people. Go watch it. Go check it out. Go onto the website. You can say the F slur for free. That's what they've been saying a lot of.
Yeah, fun guy.
Yeah. 100%. All right, boys. So let's go another way because I did spend my weekend doing some other fun shit.
I do remember. I heard about it.
I didn't want to announce this on the pod because there was a possibility I failed the course, so I kind of wanted to keep this close to my chest until I actually passed and had it done. So this past weekend, I went out to a blacktop asphalt patch in a parking lot for 2 days and learned how to ride a motorcycle. I passed the course. I now have an appointment set up with the Texas DMV in a month to get the M on my license and to legally be able to ride a motorcycle.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. Fucking hey, it's so much fun, man. God damn. The first day I was definitely, I was just hesitant, all right? You've heard talks about motos all your life, It is a dangerous thing. It can be scary. It can have all this stuff attached to it.
You have to acknowledge the risk of what you're going into.
100%. It's not
You're not immortal
thing. But going through the class, it's meant to be a beginner's class. It's meant to get you up to speed, and it's meant to give you a lot of safety information about how to be a smarter driver. It definitely works. Going into that class, the only thing that I've rode kind of like that is like quads, some ATVs back when I was a kid. So I kind of understood the difference between having like a front brake and a rear brake and having those be two separate things. But that's it. I've never worked a hand clutch before. I've never, shifted gears with my foot. I did all those things perfectly fine. I was tested on them. I could do them. I could replicate them. I was able to swerve out of the way of a car at 20 miles an hour. And these were all things I learned over 10 hours being on a motorcycle. A very small motorcycle, don't get me wrong. These are, 150cc bikes meant for you to kind of learn on, which is also a challenge for me because I'm a bigger frame person. So I was on a Honda Grom, and if you know bikes at all, it's a pretty small bike.
You're a gorilla on a Grom.
A little bit. It's my knees were essentially, up in my chest the whole time. But it's one of those things that if you learn with that, you can replicate it on bigger motorcycles because it's a lot of the same principles. It's just doing it with a more heavier object. The biggest thing that shocked me, it's a lot like riding a bike. It really is. So much of the mannerisms and how you react with it is just riding a bike. The only difference, it's a lot heavier and it's powered by its own weight. But really, there was a lot of the things that we went through. I just remember being a kid, being on my bike and fucking around with it, you know, swerving through cones and doing funny things, you know, as a child. And then you're essentially replicating a lot of that, you know, doing the counter steering and kind of counterweighting with your body so that way the bike is able to lean in the way it should, but you're not fucking falling down onto the pavement.
Yeah, if your front wheel gets locked, bro.
Yeah,
you know, when you start gripping side.
It's learning how to quick stop, which is, you want to jam on your brake, but you don't want to just jam on your brake because then that's going to send all your momentum down and you're going to go straight forward. So learning how to actually gradually apply it in and then really get on it to be able to stop within, like, you know, a certain amount of feet. It's fun. Yes, I'm now saving up for a bike. I have some of the other basic gear, helmet, gloves, boots. That's all I needed for the class. Definitely will be saving up for a jacket. I'm one of the people, I don't want a leader bike. I don't want a 1000cc bike. I'm looking at 300s. I want an MT-03. I want a Ninja 300. I want, you know, some not a cruiser. I don't really like that style of riding where you're just leaning back.
I mean like something that's so you're not going to be fucking jetting through fucking traffic all the time.
Cruiser refers to an actual style of bike. The bike I'm looking for is like a more naked bike, a sport bike, something in that genre.
He wants to look cool.
I mean, objectively, I think they are cooler looking, but also like I want that type of bike.
What you like?
Hell
yeah! Congratulations, bro. That's awesome.
And the other thing too is like, you know, with 300s, that's, you know, you can learn, you can do all the same shit, and eventually I feel like okay, if I ride that for a couple years, I'd be comfortable grabbing like a 600 or something like that, so I don't have to keep it fucking pinned in 6 to keep up with traffic. But I don't ever want a 1000cc bike. I don't want a 1000 power bike that has 225 horsepower. I don't want that. Because I saw a funny TikTok about it. It's like, if you understand that this is the amount of throttle you need to go 10 miles an hour in first, you can get this bike. If you think it's this, you will yeet yourself into unexistence. These bikes can go 100 miles an hour in first fucking gear. It is ridiculous, the power that some of these bikes have. So, I have respect for them. I understand that it is if you can ride one of those well, you are a very talented individual. I also know my skill level. I don't want that. I want something that's fun. I want to feel the wind on my face, and I want to have a good time, and, you know, maybe ride around, make some new friends, see what happens. But yeah. So now the hard part, the saving up for a bike happens. You know, I'm got some stuff away, but already trying to look at, you know, some local bikes in the area. Definitely getting a used bike. If it's your first bike, do not get a new bike. You are gonna drop it. You are gonna fuck it up. That is how you learn in this hobby. So buy something that you're comfortable dropping, so I'm excited about it. I'm ready to get into it. I will say, I have a lot of friends throughout my adult life who have rode in, you know, many different, you know, things. They all reached out to me when I posted the story post showing that I was at the class. Almost all of them has also said that class has saved their life while they're out riding their bike because of the things that they learned doing those courses.
It's like Bike 101, right?
Very much so. And the other thing too is it gets rid of like the driving test and like the other things. So when I go to the DMV, I give them my certificate that says I passed the course. I give them my ID, and then they put the M on my license, and I can legally ride a bike. Yeah, definitely. That's simple. And that's why most people go through this course, because it definitely is the quickest way to go from, I don't know anything about motorcycles, to, okay, I can comfortably ride around a parking lot, and I know how to keep working on these skills to get better at them when I'm, you know, out on the roadway.
Paintball terms, you know how to snap. You know how to run and gun. You know?
Paintball terms, I just won a 3-man tournament, you know?
Like, boom! Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
I like that.
I have the basics of paintball. I'm going to go play D5. Yeah, I'm probably not going to know as much as those guys, but I at least can be in that realm now.
Hey, man, if you like 3-man, dude, apparently there's pro 3-man now, you know?
That is true. So, that's
3-man it up.
It's kind of a good segue. I guess
really quick. Because I was looking at this, the Grom that you said you were riding.
Yeah, Honda Grom.
Dude, that is like a my size bike.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it, and a 5'1" girl.
Groms are so fun. Dude, Groms
are
so much fun.
So yeah, that's the thing with
I
Groms.
Can't imagine you being on that shit.
You can make it happen, all right? Yeah, my feet are on the pegs, my knees are up high, but I was able to make it work. It definitely is a small bike for me. Groms are so much fun, though, because they're mini bikes. That's
one of those things that you got to drive in your life.
It's the same thing, that you have going up, except you have 150 cc's under you. It's not going to make that much power, but every time you gotta go and shift up into third or second, it just feels fun to do. One of my favorite quotes from the YouTube channel Donut Media, they used to do a lot of content. They've broken up into many different YouTube channels now, Big Time, Speed, a whole bunch of ones. One of my favorite things they've ever said about cars: it is way more fun to drive a slow car fast than to drive a fast car slow. It just is.
For sure.
It is way more fun to be ripping a Honda Civic all the way from 4th to 5th to 6th than being in a Lamborghini and never getting out of first.
Chickadee, bro. Not my style.
So when that's one of the things I'm trying to take through all of this and like getting a bike. Yeah, I'll get a 300. So what, bro? You're faster than me. Good for fucking you. I don't care. I'm having fun ripping my bike and getting my skill level up to where I feel maybe comfortable enough to join you someday.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, Ryan, I'm going to tell you that right there, that style of thinking, dead ass is going to save your life.
100%. No, with motorcycles, take the ego out of it.
100%.
You have to understand this. You could be the best rider in the world, and this hobby can kill you.
You could still fucking die.
You just have to understand that
going
into it.
It is all dependent on everybody around you, right? Like, you could be, like,
but also
literally you could be the best driver, and someone else hits you.
True, but also you, because if you're trying to do things that are outside of your skill level, you will get yourself in trouble. And unlike in a car, you don't have a metal cage around you to bail you out. You have to remove the ego with this shit. You just have to, because if you don't, you will break an ankle. You will get road rash on you. You will fuck yourself up.
Dude, you could die.
When I'm going to ride, I will wear all my gear all the time. I will be that fucking faggot. I don't care. Because if I fall on the ground,
dude, you like safety, bruh.
I want leather and armored protection to be in the way because I like my hands and I want them to work throughout my whole life. Now,
I forgot again,
not all gear's perfect. You can still get injured with it on, but it reduces and gives you the best opportunity to get out of there. You don't ever walk on a paintball field without your mask on. Why would you get on a bike without a helmet?
Unless you're pro. Pros do it all the time, actually.
Yeah, but okay. Difference is MotoGP riders, they wear more gear than anyone. They have full leather suits. They have airbags in their shit. And those are some of the most talented people in the world when it comes to being on a motorcycle. And they all do not care. They wear all that shit and they fucking swear by it. So
I don't know what commercial it was, but it was one about bike safety and gear. And it was like slow motion. It was obviously very animated CGI, where it's like slow motion of like a bike falling, then it's like the guy was wearing Vans, right? It's like the Vans.
It's like,
you know what I'm talking about?
Denim and like these regular materials that you think are strong, when you start rubbing it against concrete at 60 miles an hour, it evaporates pretty fucking quick.
One fiber gets caught on one hook of asphalt, your pants are gone.
Yeah. So that's why I want something that's Kevlar reinforced. I want something that's got some fucking plastic, molded protection around the hips and the knees and shit like that. So I'm definitely one of those people that like.
Glad you're taking it really cautious, bro. Seriously.
Yeah. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy this thing, but I'm also 26 and I realize, it can kick your ass. There's a lot of 20-year-olds out there who ride with no gloves on and then they have fucking burn marks on their hands for the rest of their lives.
Dude, you know how many 20-year-olds have not even made it past their 20s because they've been irresponsible biking?
I know. Dude. My brother had a high school teammate in football who did that, and it's
right.
It's
so
serious.
It's the ego, Ryan. I'm glad you said that. The ego, you have to take that shit out of it, because the second you think you're hot shit, bro, you are going to hit a hard wall.
Like, I'm gonna be honest. I never in my life want to really do a wheelie. Yeah, if in a year I think about that statement and say, okay, I feel a little bit more confident in learning that, then maybe that's something I'll get into. But no, that's one of those things you don't do unless you're like, okay,
really
I'm
good,
confident in my skill. I want to now take this on. And even then, I would go to an actual stunting class. Like, those are things that exist because they can teach you in a more safe manner than just like, all right, I'm going to drop the clutch out and hammer on in second. We'll see if I fucking lift the bike. Like, fuck it. Well, let's see what happens here.
Send it, bro.
Yeah. And like, don't get me wrong. That shit looks cool. It does look sick. But every time I see a video of a kid putting a bike on its rear wheel with no helmet, no gloves, and fucking shredded jeans on, I cringe inside because one day he's going to hit a rock and it's just done. It's just over.
It's not worth the risk for us. Like, I mean, I guess we value our lives a little bit more where we're like, you know, like, that's just something we just don't want to do.
Yeah, but I still want to have fun.
Think of the content.
Facts,
think of the content.
I don't want to be a moto vlogger. Like, will I put a like GoPro on my helmet? Probably someday I will. But the main thing is probably for insurance. Like, yeah, like it's more so to protect myself against, you know, false police claims or something like that than because, all right, cool, I want to look at me, guys. Fucking got my shirt off. I'm on my bike. Hell yeah, I'm so fucking cool. Like, nah, I don't care about that shit anymore. I'm fucking getting older.
Definitely, you know, and now that we're getting older in our lives, it's nice to kind of like sit back and like appreciate what we have right in front of us.
Dude, my frontal cortex is finally developed, man.
You know, it's funny. They said
took 25. Yeah.
You know, I'm still working on mine.
Yeah, we know that.
I'm still working on it.
It's probably the paintball, to be honest.
We're for sure.
But yeah, man. So I'm very excited to kind of join into this group of guys I've known for a lot of my life. Like some of the guys I worked with at the production company back in New Jersey, they hit me up about it. I talked with Caden about it. Your brother Hatch, he, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's out there, but he rides bikes himself. He posted on his Instagram, so it's public knowledge. But yeah, so one of those things that, all right, we got the beginner steps out of the way, and I also, you know, look.
That's the first step. That was the most important.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's probably gonna take me a couple bucks or a couple months to save up to get the bike I want. When I get that bike, I'm gonna go very slow. Like my first plan is to go to a fucking parking lot somewhere and essentially like relearn all these things that, you know, I've worked on in this class. And
you gotta adjust to that bike specifically as well.
Exactly. And like, yeah, I probably won't go on the freeway for a bit because like I just want to be comfortable on my bike before you start putting yourself in situations like that. But at the same time, you do eventually have to go into those situations to then gain confidence and gain the skills to handle and, you know, manipulate it. So
yeah.
New hobby of mine. It's a wild story on how I got into it. I'm not going to share on the podcast, but just know it is a wild story. And I passed my course with a perfect score. I had 0 deductions, got it done. And yeah, it was a very good time. My neck is fucking sunburnt because we were out in the hot Austin, you know, fucking sun the whole time. I think Saturday I literally drank a whole gallon of water while we were out at the, you know, at the thing, just learning on the bikes. But yeah, if you're interested in biking, even if you already are biking for a little bit and want to get better skills, I highly recommend going to an MSF course. It really is worth the money. It really is worth the time. It gives you things that you are going to want to know.
Definitely.
Good to hear. I'm glad.
And they have them everywhere. Yeah. That's like a nationwide thing. It's not just Texas. Like they have them in California. The one thing I hate now being in Texas, growing up in California, you can't lane split or lane filter here in Texas, which you can do in California. One of the reasons why California is kind of goated for motorcycle riding. I know there's kind of this perception that when you see a bike run past you in, you know, on the freeway when you're going slow and you're like, fuck, they're being so dangerous. Statistically, that is a safer way for the bike. I know it sounds crazy, but it is a lot more dangerous for bikes to be stuck in traffic around cars than for us to be moving and getting out of the way, trying to get into open air where we have more space around us. Because at the end of the day, you hit a bike, the bike loses. It just does. We don't have the same amount of protection around us.
Especially when you're going fast.
Yeah, 100%. So
in a car, it's 50-50. Even if you're in a smaller car, your chances are even going down, right? Yeah. You don't even have a fucking seatbelt on a bike.
And that's,
you know what I'm saying?
That's one of the things, like in the class, they're 100%, like every instructor's like, yeah, if you see an 18-wheeler, get the fuck away from it. Either slow
there's so
way
many
the
blind
fuck
spots.
down or send it for a second and make sure you are clear of that thing, because being stuck in its blind spot is a no-no, not just for vision but also wind.
Almost a death
Those
sentence,
things
bro.
create so much wind that's coming off of them.
You can feel it in a car, let alone I could only imagine with a bike.
Yeah, and now you have
I
nothing
Kane
around
tells me,
you. It is just
No, I remember Kate told me he's like the max he's ever gone or he ever would go is like 14 miles an hour winds. He's like, that is like the fastest I could handle.
Yeah, because now when you're going 80 miles an hour, it's hitting you probably close to 100 miles an hour of how that wind is feeling kind of coming into your body.
It's kind of like the Mythbusters when they were like the guy running through the rain actually stays less wet.
Busted. No, this was busted. They went back and revisited the myth and found out that if you ran, it was actually better. I'm not
That's
joking.
what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Because in the original myth, they found it busted that if you they found it confirmed that if you walked, you got less wet than if you ran. But then they went back and revisited the myth and found out the opposite effect, that if you ran, you got less wet than when you walked.
And the hard part is with semis is like, say if you're going through, say if you're like passing one, all of a sudden, say if that semi truck's blocking wind for you, now all of a sudden you're hitting that wind. All of a sudden, dude, that is a huge like pocket of air that if you're not prepared for it, dude, that can really knock you off balance. I mean, I've seen plenty of death wobbles because of that.
Yeah, and because it upsets your suspension, and now, fuck, you're going, 70, 80 miles an hour, and your suspension geometry is not the way it should be.
Yeah, dude, your tire goes a little bit to the sideways, gets caught, and now it's like going crazy, dude. Hitting the monkey bars.
It gets insane. What was the other thing I was going to say is, like, this is something I kind of already practice in my car. I hate drivers who want to be around other cars. I don't understand what this phenomenon is. I see it a lot in Texas. Like, the times I'm driving up to Dallas, we're on a big major highway. The speed limit is 75. There's 3 lanes. Why are you putting yourself in my blind spot? Why? There's plenty of clear air around us. Just either accelerate a little bit or slow down a little bit so we all have a pocket of air around our car in case something happens. We have more time to react. We can be safer. And it's definitely something that bikes want to do because you don't want to be around other cars and traffic. It gives you less time to react.
Is that really a thing there?
I don't know. I've noticed it in California too, but I think there's just drivers who don't understand, like, being around people's not good. Like, if we have the only reason why I use it of clear air in front of us on the highway, someone speed up or someone slow down. Like, let's try to use that to our advantage instead of all trying to be within the same, like, 60 feet on the highway bunched up together.
So the only reason why I ever use that is almost like Assassin's Creed, where I'm like trying to sneak into a different group to like avoid the authorities. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because it's like, if the cop loses me in front of all these people, right? Where it's like he's got to check all these other people. So I'm just like, once I get clear, boom, taking off to the next group.
Dude, and that's the other thing too. I'm gonna be honest with motorcycle culture. I don't want to fucking run from the cops. I don't get why that is such a big thing. Look,
that's my favorite videos.
I like the mirror punching videos. Those are my favorite.
I like those. I love those. Justice, actually.
Like, oh yeah.
Yeah, but no, like I don't know. Maybe I just have a different view on fucking cops in general, but I've never got a ticket in my life because I've always been fucking respectful and like talked and been yes sir, okay, here's my license, here's my registration. Oh, actually my insurance is in my glove compartment. Can I get that for you, sir? Like, and really that goes a long way. So yeah, absolutely. If a cop ever pulls me over, I'm going to stop on the side of the road, take the keys out of the ignition and hold them up in the air because I want him to feel like I respect him.
Absolutely. Yeah. And one thing Dave Baines taught me, he's like, one thing going through life, dude, it depends on the time of day and what cop it is. If the cop's in a bad mood, maybe he'll write you a ticket for like for me, right? When I got my ticket, I was fucked no matter what. He's in a bad mood. I was going like 7 over, and he's like, "Well, you're done." Like, no ifs, ands, or buts, no warning. Boom, gave me a ticket, right? And then there's some times where it's like, "Hey, I just caught you going 15 over. That's a felony. Slow it down." Mm-hmm. And also, it just depends on the cop on that. And I guarantee you,
if he came up to your window and you were instantly like, "Why the fuck
you like
you pull me over, motherfucker? Yeah. I know my fucking rights." You're getting that 50-mile-an-hour ticket 100% of the time.
I'm not driving. I'm traveling.
I am a sovereign citizen.
Oh, dude, I love those fucking videos, bro. I hate those videos. I am like the patience of these officers, bro.
God, how do they not just draw down right there? Like, I would understand. I would be on the cop's side. I would be like, I get it. Honestly, I get it, officer.
Like, oh, you know your rights?
So,
Get out of the car, buddy.
The other person I need to hit up about this at some point in the near future is I don't want to mention him on the podcast, but you guys know who we're talking about, who CHP Moto officer. So
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows yet, but I want to send him a text and be like, "Hey, buddy," because any moto cop loves motorcycles. Like it is such. That's why they became a moto cop, because they love motorcycles and they wanted some way they could do that.
I feel like
in
it's
their
50-50
everyday life.
because of the people that run.
Well, true, but I feel like at least they can understand it a little more, because they also get the side of motorcycle. Like they understand why people want to do it, because they probably like it a little bit themselves. That's the job they choose to step into. They probably are also, like you said, they're probably a little more, knowledgeable of like, all right, that dude's
this guy looks like he's gonna run. Look at this guy.
1,000cc bike. He's probably not stopping.
Exactly, right?
He's got a flip and tuck. There's literally products on the market that are meant to be able to flip your license plate up so it can't be
Buy
red.
that shit on Amazon, bro.
Yeah, it's
it's
stupid.
It's insane. I love seeing those videos where the cops catch him. I'm not even gonna fucking lie.
They can be satisfying at times,
for sure. I just love those videos when the person is just being fucking completely unruly, and the cop's like, "Dude, chill out, bro." Yeah, trying to record him with their phone in their face, dude. I mean, I'm the kind of guy where would never be doing anything to really get a cop to be going crazy on me, But
yeah, I like what you said, Ryan. When if you ever do get pulled over, you already have something your plan, right? Turn your bike off, hold your keys
Turn
up. Like
the
that
bike off, put the kickstand down, grab the keys, and hold them in your hand.
Yep.
Like
he's immediately at ease.
It shows
that was something.
Yeah, sorry.
That was something that like my parent. I don't know. I think it was my dad that said something about you get pulled over by a cop, turn your car off, keys on the dashboard so that they could see them. Turn your light on.
Yeah.
That like just so they know like you're not gonna run. They see everything, and then. Yeah. Get your license out real quick and stuff, and
And look,
I don't know. It's just like,
dude, they will treat you instantly differently. They'll treat you like
so many more warnings than tickets.
True, and I will say this too. Yes, sometimes you're gonna have the dude whose wife just divorced him, and he's fucking pissed off because he saw you go 10 miles an hour the speed limit. So you're fucked. He's gonna come up and be aggressive as shit. Look, that happens. Cops are humans, so it happens. But I feel like, you can really help yourself by just setting a level of respect from the beginning to at least be like, all right, officer, you got me. I'm gonna comply with you. I'm not gonna make this more difficult on you. I'm not gonna put you or myself into a difficult, dangerous situation. So yeah. So that's my announcement. Passed my course. Gonna go get the M on my license, and gonna be a moto boy here in hopefully a couple months. So.
Hell yeah.
Excited for that. Definitely very excited. But, I mean, definitely, a little hesitant too. So I'm trying to keep that fair share of knowing your shit stinks. Because,
dude,
even the best riders get caught out. It can happen.
The second you fucking think that your shit does not stink,
that's when you get fucked. Yeah.
That is when you get fucked. Like, obviously, we're on a podcast right now, but I'm telling you, brother to brother, your shit stinks for sure.
It does. I took a shit before this. It was not great. But yeah, so it's very cool hobby, trying to get into, and took the first steps.
The thing I'm looking forward to the most is when you finally have the confidence to do the Trans America Trail. And
dude, I have wanted to go into Woody's stream so bad and call him Uncle Woody and send a TTS to be like, hey, Uncle Woody, I'm now starting to ride motorcycles too. Because Woody is literally my example of you can do this safely your whole life. He is a 50-year-old man now who has been riding bikes since he was 16. Yes, he's gotten injured along the way. He still has all of his fingers, still has all of his digits, hasn't suffered major brain injury or anything.
And some of that
good.
Is luck. He's great. He's a great driver, but some of that definitely is luck.
Not as much as you want to say. And I know coming from the outside, it feels like, it is
1%.
a lot of that, but it's not all luck. You understand.
That's what I'm saying. It's just 1%.
That's the biggest thing the class teaches you is knowing how to put yourself in situations where you're already looking out for that danger. So you have time to react. So you have time to get yourself out of the way. And, you know, when you do something for 40 years, those skills start to come into you. And he's also a smart rider who doesn't, you know, try to just send it and go out there when he feels like shit or whatever. I mean, yeah, he literally did the Trans-American Trail. He started in fucking North Carolina, went all the way to like Oregon, and went back on his motorcycle. Like,
it's pretty sick.
Yeah. He also saw one of his buddies fuck himself up on that trail because he was thinking his shit don't stink, went too hot into a corner, went flying off a hill.
Woo. Dude, those videos.
If you don't know the corner, slow the fuck down. Don't take it at your top speed. If you're going through it again, you can go a little faster.
And even then, right, it's all about how much you respect the road, you know, on how much you're willing to give for that, you know.
Mm-hmm. So,
because obviously there are times where when you're pushing it too hard, like, where is that threshold, right?
Also,
where it's too much.
Knowing yourself emotionally.
Yes.
Like, yeah, if you're pissed
100%.
the fuck off that day, don't get on the bike.
Don't fucking ride, bro.
It's not that day.
Don't fucking ride if you're mad.
Your girl just broke up with you? Probably don't go for that ride. You know?
Definitely.
It's the type of things of knowing, like, okay, I may make some bad decisions today because I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. I probably should just get in my car.
If a girl breaks up with you that day, stay off the bike. You'll die. She wins. Fuck that.
That's true. You can't let her win like that.
Fuck that. Dude, the scoreboard is refused to make that happen.
Literally, from the set, take everything else out of it. You can't let her win like that, man.
Dude, you are a fucking coward if you let her win. You are a fucking coward if you let her win. You cannot. You know?
So I
must
definitely agree.
carry on.
But all right, boys. Well, that's all the topics I had for tonight. If you guys, there's anything else you want to jump into, we got a little bit of time left.
Just got a quick question. You know me. It's a hash question. You know me.
Okay, we can get into this one then.
So, would you rather be absolute, like, the richest, like, royal 1,000 years ago, or a normal person today?
Normal person today.
Yeah.
I would definitely have to agree.
Today.
But the thing is, man, it would be so sick to, like, experience that.
I will say that between those two options, normal person today. But I do agree that, like, it would be cool to be the prince of fucking, you know, some country. And, like, I
have a jester juggling in front of me, and if he drops a ball,
you gotta go back a little bit further, Hatch. But, like, I mean, medieval, like 18, like maybe the 800s, like 700s, back around that time. That was like Crusades times. I don't know.
Yeah, I think if you put another timeline other than the present day, because there's no matter what the shit's going on,
AC,
there's no.
We have phones.
There's no better time than now.
All right,
the only better time that's better than now is tomorrow. Yes.
Valid. Okay. Let's change it then.
But no, because, like, I mean, take back to the 1,000 years ago. There's no indoor plumbing. People fucking smell. Everywhere you go, fucking smells because
you get a cut,
BO is the thing. Exactly. Medicine. You get a toothache. Cool. That either tooth is getting ripped out of your head in the most painful way possible, or it is killing you in 6 months.
You got a headache? They're putting 1,000 leeches on you, draining your blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't even know what the fuck's going on.
You act a little crazy? They're taking an ice pick up your nose and fucking lobotomizing you. So,
dude, that's a legitimate thing, bro.
Dude,
that's a 100% legitimate thing.
That was one of the comments I saw on Fish Tank Chat today. It was literally, I never understood until I met Rachel why lobotomies were used in the 1950s.
You know, it's actually pretty funny.
I got oh my God.
I got some of my teammates, because my girlfriend recently had surgery, and Caden's like, dude, like, what's going on? Is she okay? And I was like, yeah, she had a lobotomy. He's like, no way, bro. and I'm like, yeah, dude. She was yapping. I go, dude, she was yapping too much. And he still, to this day, thinks she got a fucking lobotomy.
No, he doesn't. So, Caden's not that dumb.
Dude, I'm not even shitting you, bro.
Caden is not that dumb. Come on,
No,
buddy.
I'm not shitting you, bro. Dude, I'm sitting there next to AJ, and AJ's asking me, like, oh, what kind of surgery was it? I go, Caden, tell him. And he goes, look, lobotomy. And AJ's like, no way, bro. And Caden looks at him dead serious. He goes, yeah. And so it is so fucking funny. Dude, it is so fucking funny, dude.
That's your brother, by the way.
There's a reason why he's my brother believing it, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was one of those funny things that, you know, lobotomy, bro.
God damn,
dude. But especially when I'm like, she be yapping too much. What?
Really, the only time in the past that I would willingly go back to is like 1990.
What's the farthest you would go back?
Honestly,
is that what you just answered just now? The 1990s?
I mean, it's two different answers, because the furthest I would go back just to experience it is probably further. But if I had to go back and live in that time, yeah, give me 1990, dog. That's literally the next 20 years are going to be a great stretch of time. There's going to be something tragic that happens in the middle of those right around 2001. But other than that, it's going to be a pretty good time for a while.
What happens in 2001?
Well, spoiler alert, there's 2 towers. Now there's 1.
Oh, shit. Okay. Nice. Fucking shape gets blown up by it's from inside charges, but they say it's a plane. I don't know.
Yeah, or, you know, the plane that supposedly hit the Pentagon that turned into dust.
That's what I'm saying.
And, you know, didn't have
inside charges,
it,
bro.
You know?
Inside charges.
I don't think it was inside charges. I think it was just a missile strike to destroy sensitive documents, but we don't have to talk about that on the show.
Tomahawk, bro. Is that like the modern day, like burning of Alexandria? What the fuck was in there, dude? What was in there?
We can't talk about this again, dude. We've talked about it so many times in the podcast. We
Nick
that
Laval,
your next conspiracy theory. Make that your
next
one, so that
I
you can get a huge like research on it.
No, I was talking to Nick Laval when we were doing impact practice, and I was like, dude, I got a decent one for you. It's short. It's not short and sweet, but it's actually like kind of like compelling. So I've been thinking about it a lot.
Have we just decided as a podcast that Nick Laval has to be the guest when we do conspiracy theory episodes?
I mean, shit, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
But the thing is, there's other people that want to line up and do it as well. Like Smiley Joe said he wants to do it.
At it, dude.
Dude, I imagine we get like a fucking conspiracy kumbaya going where it's like. You know what I'm saying?
Corner. It's kind of like Crime Corner, which is a thing on brand at my fucking job. But okay,
we got to get the X-Files soundbite. You know what? Like,
you ever
for
watched
that
the
episode,
X-Files,
Originally, no. I'm pretty sure that was before I was even born.
No, it was in early 2000s.
Was it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I never actually sat down and watched them.
I didn't like sit down and watch them myself, but I remember like my family would have them on and stuff, and like
we were
eating dinner or something. Like, yeah, I was probably too young to have it like sink into my brain. The first big show I remember was like Lost. I remember that was like it's a huge cultural moment.
Me and my girlfriend started watching,
and then the main character ended the show by opening his eyes. Yeah, spoiler alert, it was all fucking dream. The writers of Lost suck fucking dick. Actually, the writers of Lost don't suck dick. What happened was the 08 writer strike, and then the original writers had to get taken out and replaced with writers who came in after the fact, so they didn't actually know the whole plot line that was going to happen, so they were just kind of making shit up, which is like the smoke monster and all the random things that happen. And at the end, they were like, hey, what if it was all dream and none of this actually happened, and they all just died on the island? Boom, that's Lost. It's a horrible show.
You know, so
kind of Game of Thrones.
Me and her tried watching that, and like we maybe got like 4 episodes in, we're like, this kind of but I got her into Breaking Bad.
That's a good one.
She's never seen it. She didn't know anything about it.
It's beautiful.
So I'm getting like raw reactions.
That's one of those moments I'm jealous of her. Like to be able to go back and watch that series for the first time again.
We just got to the point where they just killed Tuco, just died, right?
Yep.
And then now Walt's like, wanna cook? You know what I'm saying, right? And now we're kind of in that stage where Jesse's getting his apartment. You know what I'm saying? He's meeting that emo bitch. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yup.
We're getting to that.
Go into a very dark timeline of the show.
Right. So I'm very excited.
Like, nah, I'm not gonna intervene in this, and just walks out.
Yeah, I'll be sitting home. She comes home from work, and she's like, "Want to watch Breaking Bad?" And I'm like, "All right, I'm down."
Dude, but that you're gonna
gotta get some in there before night rain.
You're gonna get to the point where the kid gets involved, and then you're just gonna get depressed again. Because I got depressed when I was watching it.
Wait, what? The what?
When the fucking later on in the show, when Jesse snaps because the thing that happens with the kid that I don't want to spoil in case people have not seen it.
The kid. His girlfriend's kid.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Thank you, Brando.
For some reason... for some reason I thought you were talking about the one kid where...
the rice?
Definitely season 1, where... No. The little ginger kid when Jesse's kind of running his little empire at the start.
Yeah, it's early
you know
on.
that little...
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about that kid at first.
No.
That's actually a really sad story, dude.
No, I'm talking
that
about
is
the
a reality.
other child that gets murdered in Breaking Bad.
Rough, bro. Rough.
It's a fun one. But yeah, that's a great show. Proud of you guys for going back. The other show from the 2000s that if you haven't watched, you should. It's Friday Night Lights. Come on, guys. Clear eyes, full heart. Can't lose.
Never seen it.
You guys really should. I feel like you and Tegan would actually genuinely like that show together. Like, it's a great kind of, you know, not sitcom, but like that drama 2000s, like when it was still good. You had so many great actors in that show. It's insane, like how many of those actors went on to be amazing actors, you know, in the future.
Like Avengers?
What?
Like the Avengers, like kind of people, where it's like before they were really made, and now they're the Avengers kind of, like Scarlett Johansson, those kind of actors.
Well, Hatch, do you think Scarlett Johansson's career started with Black Widow as the Avenger?
No. What I'm saying is, I'm asking if that was, if they were, if people from like the Marvel franchise, this was like their first thing. You're saying how before they got into the big careers.
Robert Downey Jr. was a successful actor for over 20 years before he played Tony Stark.
I know.
This
he was also
up in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, he was also a fucking crazy fucking drug addict. But hey, everybody gets back from redemption.
You act like that's a bad thing. We got Tropic Thunder.
I agree.
Do all the drugs
I like
you want, RDJ. I'm good.
Dude, bro. I love Eminem, dude. That guy had some crazy music while on drugs. You know what I'm saying? So
one of my favorites. Do you know one of my favorite stories about Eminem? So Eminem, the guy who got Eminem sober was Elton John. Actually, he you know, there's this whole story of Eminem. He wanted to get sober, and he's like, "Fuck, Elton was there. You know, he probably knows what this pressure feels like." So he calls him, and Elton sponsored him, and you know, helped him get sober, and constantly called him up and everything. But Elton John tells the story of for his wedding anniversary with his husband, because Elton John is gay.
I remember he got him. Yeah.
Eminem gifted him and his husband diamond encrusted cock rings for their anniversary, and it was like in a bit where Elton John's like, "Yeah, that's how homophobic Eminem is. Like, he doesn't give a fuck."
You know, I mean, it's funny because obviously he uses like lingo like fag and stuff in his songs, but it's like, he ain't fucking homophobic. Who gives a fuck?
And what I love too
fag
is
rhymes
like,
with bag, people.
I love how Elton John is like, he's just this legend. Like, he's been through so much shit that everyone's like, yeah, we respect Elton. Like, rappers respect Elton. Fucking, you know, any music artist respects Elton John.
Yeah, I really want to watch that one. Is it docu-movie? But it's based off. It's called Rocket Man.
Yeah, Taron Egerton plays him. I saw it in theaters. It was actually pretty good. Like, I think Taron did a pretty good job of playing Elton John. There is a scene where he blows a dude as Elton John, so know that happens.
Yes. Oh, fuck.
That's the only scene I've watched.
God damn it.
I was in the theater like, oh, okay, this is happening right now. All right, sick.
Yeah,
jeez.
That's the only scene I've watched. So.
You just got the cutout of that scene that's on PH?
Multiple times.
On a loop?
It's screen recorded. Yep. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So you can see it on the plane with no data.
Is it saved in your taxes folder, or Brando?
Yeah. 2023 tax forms, don't open that.
My eyes only.
All right, boys. Well, figured, you know, give a little extra content to the guys who are probably flying out this week, or, you know, maybe you're coming back home when you're listening to this. Boys, it's been a fun one. Good luck out in Ohio this weekend.
Thank you.
Definitely want to see Sacramento DMG playing on Sunday. You know, it's been an event since that's happened, so would love to see it. I know you guys have been putting in the time and energy, and as you know, I was telling Brando a little story about our Australian friend. Connor runs it, is his Instagram account, but
love that guy.
Used to play with some of the guys on the Mantua. I can never say it right, and I feel bad. But the Titans,
Yep.
And so, you know, he was, you know, that's how we kind of met each other through paintball and all that stuff. But he's taken a different route now. He's doing a lot of running. That's really the hobby that he's been getting into, doing 5K races, you know, stuff of that
Way cheaper than paintball.
Way cheaper than paintball.
He
posted a video. He's doing this series. It's like every day he recaps his runs and, you know, his journey to being a better runner. And at the end of this last video, he kind of was, you know, he was talking some shit because he was talking about some haters at these races. You were like, hey, you know, this dude's making Instagram videos and, you know, he's being this, and they're talking shit about him. And, you know, he says, hey, you know, keep talking shit. It fuels me up. Had to drop a comment for the boy, you know, let him know, hey, if they're talking shit, you're doing something right. You know what our boy Connor's response was? It was, hell yeah, baby. Dedication makes greatness.
Let's fucking go.
So that's a special shout out to our boy Connor. Dedication does make greatness, man. Keep fucking running. Keep fucking doing your shit. If they're hating you, you're doing something right, and we're so proud of you, man.
Fuck the haters, right? And there's not, in no world are you ever gonna have everybody liking you. And if you are, dude, you're in a different simulation than we are, bro. You know?
Yeah.
So who gives a fuck, right? Roll with it.
There's something that happened this last week I would like to talk about, but I'm not giving it public attention. So we're just going to move on to the end of the show. And in order to do so, we need two things. We need a code word of the week, and we need a cool guy. It looks like Brando's getting up to take care of something. You good?
No, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, car alarm's going off, but, normal Stockton.
All right.
Check the window. Check the window. Is the window badged in?
Is it Nate Diaz?
Yeah. Nick?
You just see the D go up in the sky, and then the two Diaz brothers come out of nowhere.
And the guy's just flipping me off down there.
Hell yeah.
Dude, bitch. All right. Cool guy of the week, Brando?
Cool guy of the week. I had one lined up. Honestly, I'm taking the one from you, Ryan.
Are you taking
mine? Because it fits so well with what we talked about.
It came up in my feed right after I passed my class. Oh,
yeah,
God. Please tell us this. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's his name's Tyler Leaned Back. All right.
Now, unfortunately, I can't show the video because it has Scotty Doesn't Know on it, which is a great track, but YouTube would be very upset that we played it. But explain, please, Brando.
Is that Patreon? Yeah. We do that on Patreon?
Yeah, we can check it out on Patreon. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah.
That's why you sign up. That is why you sign up. This is where we got to cue that one streamer clip of that one entitled bitch streamer where she's like, "It's $5 if you do $5."
Isn't she the same streamer girl that has the clip where it's like, "The aliens are contacting us. It may just be me and you."
Oh, I don't think so, but I know what you're talking about.
And then it goes into the fucking old COD song.
I don't think that's her, but if it is, I'm about to hit the Mandela phone. Fucking love that song.
All right, but back to cool guy of the week. Tyler _leaned back. Leaned back is all one word if you want to find this video on Instagram for yourself. But please, Brandon, explain.
Yeah, dude, he's riding his motorcycle down this road, this country road, and takes his hands off the off the bike, and he has a GoPro on, and he goes down his he has like I don't know what it is, like a bag or whatever. Yeah, it's a fanny pack. He grabs out of a fanny pack.
Shout out to the fanny pack.
Yep, out of the fanny pack, he pulls a Pokemon pack.
Shrouded Fable pack.
Yep, rips it right there as he's driving. No hands, and he's going through. He's showing the cards he pulled, and then I don't know my Pokemon cards necessarily.
He gets to the hit of the pack, which is a holographic card. So obviously you want to protect that hit. You don't want it to get bent in the wind. So what does he do, Brando?
Oh, well, conveniently he had sleeves on him, of course, as you do when
pack.
You in his fanny pack. Pulls out a sleeve, puts the rest of the cards away. Gently slides it into that sleeve, and all right, well, now it's protected. I'll take care of that later. Right in back to the fanny pack.
Right back into the fanny pack, and then rips a fat ass fucking wheelie.
Yeah.
The craziest part to me, he's hands off his handlebars for 35 fucking seconds. He has a special bike that has an idle adjuster is what it's called, but he can make his engine idle way higher than it should, which is essentially keeping it in first gear and giving it enough power, even though he's not giving it throttle, so that way it's pushing him forward. Dude, it is such an insane video. I sent it to Anthony, and I was like, Ant, I think I found my people. Because the fact that not only is he opening a Pokemon card pack on the back of a motorcycle on an active roadway, he sleeves the fucking hit. That's the part that blew me away, because it's like, man, the care to do so, but also just I don't know. I found it amazing. It's a great video. Tyler _lean back. Your FTS is cool guy of the week this week. I had to send I had to send it over to Brando, and
it fits so well.
And he took it. So
talked about it. Talked about motorcycles. You passed on the test. Episode 151. We opened up with
I completely forgot
Pokemon
about that.
Talk.
That's a great callback.
Yeah. So perfect guy of the week.
All in all, it fits. Okay, cool guy of the week, Tyler Lean back. Love that. Hatch, what is our code word for the week?
Down in Ohio. That's what we're about to be, you know what I'm saying? Down in Ohio.
We had that a couple times throughout the show. So this one did land. Love the
Shout out to Nick
pre-go bit.
love that guy. But hopefully I get to see him.
That's his
neck of the woods. So old DMG mate. Once you're DMG with me, you're family. You know what I'm saying? So,
once you're DMG, you can't go back. There's something there. Yeah. Thanks, Brando. I'm trying to put it together. I can't get it.
It's like Olive Garden. DMG.
When you're here, you're family.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it. There's a Dom Toretto thing we could do. There's so many things we could do off that. All right, keep going. Boys, let's remind you what you got to do to be able to support the show. Please, if whatever platform you're listening on, go ahead, drop a like or drop a rating on that platform. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, please drop that 5-star rating. Not only, importantly, it's free to do. It takes 10 seconds of your time, but it really does help out the show. It pushes us up in the algorithm. More people are going to be able to get access to the show. They're going to be able to see the show. And yeah, we hope they enjoy it. Thanks to you guys supporting us out there and getting us back out in the algorithm. Also subscribe, whatever platform you're listening on, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can hit the follow button. You're gonna get a notification when the next show is live and ready to go, which is every Tuesday. We haven't missed one in 151 weeks, so it's gonna be there. Fucking check it.
Discipline,
Tuesday,
people.
It's gonna be there. Also, Patreon. We talked about it a lot during this episode. Go sign up for the Patreon. You get the 30-minute bonus show, which a lot of times goes longer. You get access to the show without ads or any extra bullshit getting in your way. You get it earlier before everyone. It's going to come out tonight for our Patreons, where you guys are going to wait next week to hear this on the YouTube, on the live. And you're pretty cool people, and you're going to get entered into our Hormesis giveaway. We also have some products from Welts that are going to be added to that. So, hey. Yep. Go sign up. Go pay for a membership. It's only $6 a month. You pay for Netflix. Why don't you pay for this? Netflix is never going to give you a Hormesis headband for free, but we will. So yeah, please sign up. Patreon.com, Mafia_Productions. We appreciate everyone on there who supports us. That is the reason this show has made it to 151 weeks. It just is. We also got our sponsors. These guys help as well. Not as much, but they help as well. NECTR.energy, NECTR.energy. Head over, grab the awesome energy pouch from these guys. Promo code MafiaProductions. Get a buy two, get one free at checkout. Welts Clothing next up, weltsclothing.com. Promo code FTS over there to save yourself some money. Welts Wednesday, it's coming up. Make sure you're on the lookout for that. And then lastly, as we just mentioned, Hormesis Paintball. We really do appreciate our partners over at Hormesis Paintball. I love Alex Frazier. There's never a bad word I can say about that man, and we do help. We do appreciate the help that he's given our podcast. So hey, go show him some love. Go grab some stuff. If you're at the event, you see Alex at the field, let him know the FTS sent you and said what's up. But yeah, guys. So everyone who's flying out this week, I hope you guys have safe flights, safe travels. Good luck at the event. If you are playing it yourself, to our boys at Sacramento DMG, good luck to them. And yeah, go make yourself some fucking money on Kurgo. Let's go take it back, boys. Come on. Code FTS to sign up over there. That's it. That's the end of the show. We're going to be getting on out of here. Going to be getting into the post show, watching some fun content. Hey, maybe we'll catch up on some fish tank stuff live while we're going on that. But you'll have to check out the Patreon to see what we do over there. So for Brando, Baird, for Stephen Hatch, my name is Ryan Mafia Moffat, and this has been From the Sidelines, episode number 151. Hatch, do that thing you do.
Bye.
See you guys later.